Well, hi there. I'm Gary the Goo Boy. Now you'll notice that today is going to be a little bit different on the, It's going to be a little bit different when it comes to, when it comes to the fucking, sorry, I have like a million things on my mind right now. We ran pre-roll ads, so now nobody gets pre-roll ads for 29 more minutes, which is pretty sweet. So we're gonna try it and see how we do here. All right, so let's play. We're Sally, and we just got senior class, so that's pretty high. Also, I should move myself over just a schmeckle, like that. Perfect. All right. How's everyone doing today? Hi, Geargate. Hello, hello. Did everyone watch Survivor yesterday? I hope so. You should. All right, so we're gonna start blasting through senior class. Once we accomplish senior class, then we'll worry about, once we're done with senior class, then we'll worry about, like, getting better, leveling up, but we'll worry about varsity. Once we're done with senior class, we go to varsity, and then we do the Mario Cup, and that's gonna be what we lose to. Eventually, we're gonna get stonewalled. We do need to have better equipment and stuff, but maybe we can get away with it otherwise, you know? Wow, we are so slow. Holy cow. Like, comparing myself to these other characters here, this might be where we start. Ooh, nice. This might be where we start kind of suffering because, holy cow, we are slow. Nice. How have the streams been? It's been a while. It's been great. We're just trying out new things. I'm trying to take a step away from live service games for a bit, just to kind of, you know, go a little old school on it. This music is way too loud for me. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Just to kind of take a step away from live service games for a bit. Now, it isn't to say I'm losing my mind when it comes to TARIC Top, because I am crushing it. TARIC Top, by the way. But not everybody's into it, so I sort of get it. Okay, so we need to seriously upgrade speed next, I think, because we are hella suffering right now. Nice. Right now, I think Ayame is kind of carrying. I think if this was solo, I would already be losing, because I'm so slow that you can't really get away with it, you know? Like, I'm having to jump just to, like, make basic hits. Sweet. Doubt? Oh, what do you mean doubt? Listen, buddy, I got a whole bunch of Game Boy Color games we could mash through, all right? We have Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, any Pokemon game of your choosing. Like, we got a lot of old school games to play. Super Nintendo, oh my goodness. So I'm thinking that for a bit, maybe we focus on some of my favorite games. I think that'll be a nice trade. Pokemon trading card game that did exist for the Game Boy Color, but I have no idea how the Pokemon trading card game works. I didn't have it growing up. I wasn't really much of a Pokemon guy. I didn't really have the games, right? Fuck. Yeah, you can starting to see, like, the fact that I'm so slow is starting to hurt, you know? Right now, it's pretty close. We're gonna be stonewalled pretty soon in terms of just skill gap. But you'll see it when we kind of go, ooh, wrong way. Oh, come on. There we go. Game point. Ugh. Oh, did you guys see Survivor yesterday? Oh my goodness, Survivor. Based. Oh my god. Die. Oh! Ugh. Uh-oh, chat, we're starting to meet our maker here. I don't know if we're gonna beat senior classes without doing a training hall session here. Why catch Pokemon when you can catch golfers on the neighbor's field? I have no idea what that reference is. It's outside of my realm of expertise, my dude. Listen, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, I whoop ass at that shit. God, I remember my dad. My dad did not play very many video games, but he loved this game. He played the hell out of it. he's definitely like a sports game only kind of guy. This was like the most cartoony it ever got for him. It's like, it's sports enough. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Oh, get shit on. Sweet. Oh, shit. Oh my God, lady. The fuck? Thank you. Jesus Christ. Okay, she's already pretty outside. Let's go right. Oh, wow, she's fast. Shit. Oh my God, Ayame, you're a god. Jesus. Sweet. Let's go outside. I'm trying to figure out, like, using control, what's the best serve I can do, you know? Sweet. Man, Ayame's just kind of winning us games just by virtue of just being her, you know? Just by being in front and throwing out powerful shots that the first person up to the net can't catch. It's pretty insane. So we are about to win the set in a second. That means we're halfway done through winning the match. These are long games, true, but man, when it's a close match, it's a close match. Right now, it feels long because we're mashing them right now, so there's no real tension. As this guy fucking whoops my ass. Oh shit. Oh! Sweet. There's no real tension right now, but we're gonna get there. I've been told Ayame's have good specials. You distracted me. Ayame's has okay specials, you know? Drop shot. Oh, get shit on. I need to use more drop shots. Maybe that's what I'm learning here. Sweet. Good 2H, good 2S. Ah, hi, Fonzie. Hello, hello. So I was thinking, I want to make a video. Let's try to, oh, I got the BIOS on my computer finally updated, so that's pretty sweet. So it's all updated. We're on fiber coverage. Oh, so much quality. Tomorrow I'm gonna ramp up the bit rate and see what my CPU can really do. But I'm thinking tomorrow we actually try editing. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm torn. I'm torn. On one hand, it's gonna be cool to see what my computer can do while I'm streaming. On the other hand, absolutely nobody is interested in that shit. Good video. You have a YouTube channel. Excuse me. It may have been an extended period of time since we have last published a video. But you know what? Fuck you. No, I think we're gonna, I don't know, I want to get back into it, chat. It's just, it's more of a question of the kind of content I want to make. So maybe we just make one about Mario Tennis and why I love it so much. Like, I don't want to review it. Like, who's gonna buy this game based on a fucking review? It's more of like, here's what I love, like a gush. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh! I'm a god. I'm a god. What can I say, chat? I'm good at this fucking game. All right, let's lob it to the right. Then hit left. Oh, Ayame, you're a god. Let's go. Let's do a little bit fancy here. Let's go inside, aim toward me on the court on the left side, and then curve left. Oh, shit. I need more power to make that work. Oh, shit. Ah, see? Speed is fucking me. Ah, man. It's such a hard thing to do well. Well, not hard. I need to level it, but still. Huh. Okay. Sweet. So I'm thinking, yeah, we did make like a gush video. Let's curve it as far left as we can. Oh, well, maybe I serve it faster next time. Ooh. Sweet. What else is going on, chat? Well, I watched Survivor yesterday. That was pretty hype. Hype as in one of the players really sucked, but that's okay. There's always one. There's always one, boys. Good. Sweet. Oh my god, when Ayame hits them in the face, he like shoots across half the fucking court. It's wild. You're so good. Hit it left. Thank you. Jesus. Josh Strife recently reviewed Golden Sun, and this music track is used in Golden Sun with barely any changes. Really? Like this song? That's hilarious. I never knew that. That being said, I've never actually played Golden Sun. I'm gonna be honest, chat. The only thing I know about Golden Sun is that everybody wanted him for Smash Brothers. And he was just like an assist trophy or something, right? That's the only thing I know about Golden Sun. That's it. Is it really better than like any other nondescript Japanese RPG ever? Yeah, almost nobody did. Pepe Hands! Is it really that good of a game? Like when I think of underplayed Japanese, wow, I missed that. Sorry, I am. Oh, she's shaking her head. Oh no, my partner is fucking me. When I think of like underplayed Japanese games, like criminally underplayed, I think of like Panzer Dragoon, right? That's a game that's like underplayed in Japanese, right? But like Golden Sun, like it to me is like the same as like Legend of Mana or something, where it's just like, it's just another JRPG. I've never played Secrets of Mana, Legend of Mana. I don't know what it's actually called. But I don't want to play JRPGs on stream. It's gonna be fucking forever. Gary, this is a JRPG. Technically, yes. But it's tennis, right? There's an action element to it. It's more skill than... Wow, you just get drop shotted? Get fucked. Yeah, Isaac. Golden Sun is extremely good. I don't like most RPGs. Well, hold on. Is it good in like the Undertale kind of good? Or is it good in like for a JRPG like that's turn-based and has grinding, it's good? Excuse me, Mr. Final Fantasy VII is the best RPG ever. Yes, I love Final Fantasy VII. Notice that when I say I love Final Fantasy VII, it's never followed up with, I love the combat system. I think the combat system in Final Fantasy VII is pretty not great, but everything else about it, oh my God, that music, and amazing graphics for the time. But no, it's pretty sweet. Oh, I checked out, who was it? I don't remember if it was Geargate or Fonzie. Somebody suggested a male VTuber that just premiered. He's from the, he's like a Fortnite guy or something. I've never heard of him. He's pretty funny. I like him. He's not my kind of content, but like for his personality, I thought he was pretty funny. It's good to be that it's very, hold on. Oh my God, stop faulting. I'm gonna lob it to the right and Ayame's gonna knock it back to the left. I'm a moron. Ayame, I am so sorry. It's good in the, it's a very unique sense. I don't really remember the story TBH. Oh, okay. Well, I care about the story, okay? Listen, if I'm gonna be JRPG'd, okay? If a JRPG, oh, we win the match after this. Oh my God, this guy. I'm gonna lob it to the right, watch. Boom, watch this. Oh! Then we knock it back left? Or, okay. Ayabe! Oh! We're God. All right, we win the match, boys! No, the thing about JRPGs is if I'm gonna get that dick rammed up my ass of 50-hour-long gameplay, like, total, I need a good story. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. I need good music, I need a good story. Graphics, whatever, hit or miss for me. I don't care so much about graphics, but I love good music. Good music means a lot to me. I say as we listen to like 8-bit tunes from Game Boy Color. It's good in the very unique sense. I don't really remember the story. It has really smart mechanics, the puzzles aren't stupid, and the characterization is nice if basic. Okay. And IMO, graphics and music are insanely good for being on the Game Boy Advance. I don't care about story. What JRPG stories? It's always some collect some 4 stones of the elements and destroy a god in the end. Final Fantasy VII has a fantastic story. It's a story about loss, right? In the beginning. No, I've dropped my controller. I mean, my Game Boy Color controller. Final Fantasy VII is about loss, right? Final Fantasy VII, at the beginning, it's like, we are losing jobs, right? You meet a lot of homeless people, or you lose your planet through like environmentalism, right? But then it expands and it's like losing your sanity, you know, or in Aerith's case, losing a friend, right? I love that Final Fantasy VII is so consistent on that theme of loss and how you move forward from it, right? When Aerith's mom talks about her husband in the war, she lost her husband in the war, right? And she's like, well, I found Aerith and I found happiness through her. And that emotional resolution happens with that story, that arc, that little mini arc, when Aerith's mom finds out her husband died through Aerith's powers, right? That's kind of the emotional conclusion to that little scene. And I thought that was so nice. That was such a good little story inside of the broader point of loss and how to move on from it in Final Fantasy VII. Oh, it's so good. Chat, I could write a dissertation on Final Fantasy VII, okay? I think the only JRPGs I fully played are Golden. I thought about doing this, okay? I thought about doing a Final Fantasy VII. Hold on. 70. 1, 2, 70. Okay, we'll do 73, 62. Okay. So I thought about doing a Final Fantasy VII. Like, we really take our time with it. Not like 100% gameplay through, but what I want to do is, because I've speed ran Final Fantasy VII before, my idea is that when it comes to the gameplay, minimizing that shit, okay? When we kill bosses, we are throwing grenades and Molotovs the entire time. I'm gonna trivialize the combat, okay? We're not gonna power soul it. That's a little too spicy for me, but we're gonna play the game fast and hard. We're not gonna Knights of the Round Table bullshit. We're just gonna beat the game. I want to like talk about the story the whole time. I don't know if anyone would watch that stream, but I would talk about like, this is the theming, this is the point, this is the character's arc. Like, I've always wanted to do that. It's just, I know nobody would watch it because I don't know if I would watch that. I mean, I would watch that, but I don't know if other people would. Golden Sun and SSM RPG LOT7S. Tend to get bored with, oh, the Paper Mario, right. Tend to get bored of them quickly. I think, oh no, that's Mario RPG. That's the recent graphical update, the remaster, right? I think Final Fantasy VII story is the strongest of all Final Fantasies, but it's still a little too anime for me. Disagree. It's not anime because you don't have characters going, No, you don't have that bullshit anime cutaway, that obligatory, that bullshit anime noise. That's what makes it anime, and I hate that. But the original, no, I love it. I don't know how people can watch those games being streamed, though. Most are so slow and grindy. Yeah, but that's kind of my point, Fonzie, is that if we did Final Fantasy VII, we're going to trivialize the gameplay. I know how to make it fast. We're not going to do any random battles. I'm just going to run away from them all. Every boss, we're going to equip some accessory that makes me immune to half the attacks. I usually prefer when a game tells the story of the world instead of the... Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know, Final Fantasy VII, items are beyond overpowered. Just use them every fight and you'll win. I usually prefer when a game tells the story of the world instead of the main characters. Wow, I completely disagree with you, Fonzie, or Geargate. Completely and totally disagree with you. I don't know if I've ever disagreed with anyone more in my life. I think I 100% identify, emotionally resonate with, and like talking about stories that are about characters, right? The world is just a setting. If half of your fucking book is telling me how the world works, it's the most boring book in the world. I hate it. But the characters, mwah. Corky, I saw you a while ago. Sorry, I'm now saying hi. Hello! Thank you for the raid yesterday. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. I played it on SNES growing up. By the way, chat, I just want to point out, nobody growing up, when I was growing up, nobody ever called it the SNES, okay? Only assholes, like, did that afterwards. We, like, retroactively called it the SNES, all right? Everyone called it the Super Nintendo, sons of bitches, all right? Not Super Nintendo Entertainment System. No, it was the Super Nintendo, or if it was your mom, the Nintendo, okay? There is no exceptions to that. I usually prefer skipping the story, but catching passive emotional storytelling or well integrated moments. Bastion was pretty sweet. I think part of what I would do if we did that Final Fantasy VII thing was to talk about. It's interesting when you think about it, chat. Final Fantasy VII is such a convoluted story, and it is. It's very convoluted, okay? Lot of details that you don't need to know. But it's interesting to talk about what is the story that the developers made you watch versus the story that you had to interact with characters for or do extra stuff to find, right? Isn't it interesting how in the original Final Fantasy VII, Zack is such a not important, out of the way character? His scenes are only extra scenes. It literally does not matter to the story of Final Fantasy VII if you know about Zack. The only reference to Zack you get in the entire story, if you only do mandatory story beats to get to the end of the game, is Aerith telling you she had a boyfriend who was in Soldier at some point who looked kind of like you, and that's it. That's all. Whereas, and you find out later when you go back into the mansion, which you don't even have to go into in the first place, it's then you find out about Zack and how he was murdered on the side of the road by some random asshole soldier, and you just scream up into the sky, and then that's when the story of FF7 like proper starts, right? And it's a wonderful little story, but it's in the background. Whereas, and this is a big fucking problem I have with the remake of Final Fantasy VII, just the biggest of irks. It makes me cringe. Zack is now as important to the story as Cloud is. He is the single most important character in the history of Final Fantasy VII, and I don't understand why. I don't get it, okay? Zack is just some guy who had the sword and gave it to Cloud, and it's just, how did Cloud end up in Midgar? Like, how did he end up at Avalanche? And that little 2-minute cutscene got turned into a full fucking game in not Dirge of Cerberus. It's the other one that Zack was involved in. Me? Gongaga. That one. It's really frustrating how he became so important. When the original Final Fantasy VII, the story that they made you watch, if you were just playing the game casually and just getting to the end of the game to see what happens, right? To kill the big bad, you don't even know about Zack. You don't care. And it's a really, it's not fun. That's because you grew up with rat stompers. Hey, oi, all right? Chill. Chat, if I ever make a video game, you bet your ass my, like, testing video game to test any kind of new programming I learn is, like, rat stomping. Okay, that's what we would do. I just don't care about why Xehanorth has darkness in his heart or whatever. Okay, I never said Kingdom Hearts was good, okay? The only thing Kingdom Hearts ever did right when it came to Final Fantasy characters, because remember, at one point in Kingdom Hearts' history, there were Final Fantasy characters in it. In the first Kingdom Hearts, Cloud got a major, like, character design remake with, like, the bandages on the sword. Coolest shit in the world. Coolest shit in the world. Chat, we're gonna upgrade Control. And then you are gonna get, what are you gonna get? Speed? Or power? Probably speed. All right, sweet. Zack is so cute though. Katie Bug, hello, hello. Sorry, I was ranting there. But I do want to talk about that. Like, the difference between the story they made you watch versus the story that, like, had the broader details. And I feel like the remake is really mishandling Zack. Zack should just be some guy who dies on the side of the road unceremoniously and shamefully, right? It should be, it's a sad death in the sense of, like, he's just some guy who inspired Cloud. Didn't even inspire. He was just there and Cloud saw him die. He was so unimportant. And every iteration of Final Fantasy VII since has just made him the single most important character in all of Final Fantasy VII, and I really don't like it. Like, look at the cover for the new Final Fantasy VII, the remake. Look at the, whatever, Rebirth, whatever the second one's called. Look at the cover art for it. Tell me that Zack isn't an asshole, okay? Why are you hanging out in your collab channel? In case anyone wants to stop on by. I'm starting to do that now more and more, Katybug, where it's like, you know what? If somebody wants to come in and say hi, they don't need to awkwardly say like, hey, get on Discord. I'll just hang out in the collab channel, and if anyone wants to join, they'll join. That being said, I have Game Boy music blasting in my ears, so maybe speak a little loudly, but still. It's less of a remake and more of a reboot. Yeah, I understand the story of Final Fantasy VII, but wait, can I say hi then? Hell yeah, jump on in. Let me just lower the audio here, just a smidgen. Okay, so now the game audio is going, but you're free to jump in whenever you like. Boom, ba-da-ba, boom, ba-da-boom. Well, I see you, Katybug. Can you talk? Oh, you are talking. Why can't I hear you? Hold on. Hold on. Why can't I hear you? That's a really good question. Volume mixer. Okay, can you try that again, Katybug? Oh, there you are. Hello, you are very quiet. Okay, hold on.
Oh, weird.
Okay, try talking again.
Talk, talk, talk.
Okay, one more time.
Talk, 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 talk.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now everyone can hear you. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Well, oh, hot diggity dog. Hi, how is your stream going?
It's going.
It's going?
It's not bad. I just wish I could stream more like I used to, is all.
Oh, yeah, you're in school now, right?
Yes, I am. And we're getting ready for finals for first quarter, so it's like...
Oh, really? So oh wow, you're already in your finals for your first semester?
Quarter. So they do quarter finals and then semester finals. So we're in our first quarter final.
Are you in... Wait, what? You're in college, right?
Yeah. So we have first quarter classes, second quarter classes, and then we have all year classes, and then we'll have second semester classes, and then we'll have like classes in those quarter one that's different than quarter two.
Oh, I never heard of a college that has quarters. Do you mind if I ask what degree you're getting? Are you okay with saying that publicly?
Yeah, no. I'm getting a media degree, so I'll be learning like cinematography, script writing, video editing, marketing.
Oh,
like
that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm really hyped.
You know what? I wonder, are you gonna do like a YouTube tutorial thing where it's like you learn what you learn in college, and then you're gonna like spread the knowledge via like YouTube videos and like tutorials, or are you gonna like put it in practice yourself?
I'd probably put it in practice. And then once I have practice and I know more what I'm doing, do videos. Because I'd rather like have quality content out there that teaches you how to do it better than just like fresh out of college.
Okay, sweet. So you're almost done with your first quarter. Is it like a 4-year degree, or is it like a 2-year, like a associate's?
I can do either 2 or 4. If I go for the 4, I'll probably, so like we can cross like, after in our junior year, we can start cross taking classes in like different courses. And I want to do the music course because I want to learn sound design to like do frick, I don't remember the name of the technology, but you basically take like, say you play the piano, you can take a piano key and then you can turn it into like different like drums and like a violin and like different beats to do different music.
Like I'm not GarageBand, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but on a pro mode. Thank you for saying good luck in my finals. I really want to do that because we're also learning how to take music and apply it to like movies and games and different like things like that. So.
Okay. So do you have many people you take the class with, or do you not really interact with them?
My media classes, there's only 7 of us, so we interact a lot. But my bigger classes, like just like my general classes, I interact with like 5 or 6 people in those guys, and then like there's like it's not a big college. There's maybe like 60 or 70 of us in a class, so I mean like it's not huge. Okay.
Well, what are the other guys doing? What are their plans for like media? Or are they just taking the classes just to like take them?
One person is gonna work on movies. He's actually working on a movie right now with somebody. So he wants to go into Hollywood and do like directing and filmmaking. Somebody else wants to do that same thing. Actually, the other girl in my class wants to go into filmmaking. And here's me. I'm like, I want to use it for Twitch.
Oh yeah, you said they. Oh, that's right. We talked about this. I think it was actually in your interview. They know about your VTubing, right?
Yeah. No, they do now.
Oh, they do now. Oh, what was their reaction to it?
Some of them thought it was really weird.
Well, what's
Somebody
weird about it?
cringed.
Fuck them. That's not weird. It's the future.
Somebody cringed and said, "Oh no, I wish I didn't know what you did."
Why would they say that? That's so mean.
I was like, "Oh no, what do you?" I'm like, "What do you think VTubing is?" Like, I don't think that you know what it is actually. Like,
Yeah, show them Hololive and just be like, these people make so much money.
I thought it was a really funny reaction though. It didn't even bother me. I was just like, I just kind of laughed and I'm like, okay. My teacher thinks it's cool. She has no idea what it is, but she thinks it's cool. So
I'm surprised so many people like in colleges don't even know what it is, you know?
Yeah, it is so bizarre. Everyone like gives me like, they're like, what's that? I'm like, I just started to tell people that I stream because people know what streaming is.
Yeah.
I don't even try to explain what VTubing is anymore because like
that shows how big the market could be for VTubing, right? Where most people, it's not like most people don't even not like it. They just have never heard of it.
Yeah. One of my classmates actually checked out my YouTube and he's still following me. He's like, it's not my style of like, because he's not into video games, but he's like, it's really cool what you're doing. But it's not my style. And I'm like, don't feel like you have to stay and follow my channel if you don't like it. That's totally cool. Like,
yeah, I don't think you ever, I don't know. I was about to say, I don't think you would ever like sales pitch them where it's like, here's my YouTube channel. I want you to follow, subscribe. I think it's more of like, here's this cool thing I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm surprised his reaction would be like that.
Yeah, he actually checked it out and watched a couple of my videos. Yeah, because he wanted to see what I did. And he's like, I'm not into the video game scene and I don't really like anime. And you definitely like anime. That's cool. It's not for me.
Did I ever tell you what happened? Do you know who Quinn is?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, Quinn is a very famous Twitch streamer. He gets like 20,000 views stream. Crazy, right? In New Zealand, I ran into him and I had a conversation with him about my YouTube channel.
Oh, dude,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's bombing.
Well, okay. So I'm at the hotel, right? And we incidentally stayed at the same hotel and he's walking past. I'm like, Quinn? And he just like, he did this thing where he walks like the Terminator, like shoulders forward. It's really hard to describe how Quinn walks, but like he walks shoulders forward, very purposeful. And like when I was like, Quinn, he just without a beat, just immediately started walking toward me like the Terminator. I thought I was gonna die. Okay. So I introduced myself and I'm like, yeah. And I was there for a convention, right? The Path of Exile con. And he was there for that too. He was like one of the invited guests. And so like we talked, I was like, oh, I do Path of Exile content too. And he's like, oh, you do? Well, what's your channel? I'm like, okay, I'll tell you, but I gotta warn you, I'm a VTuber. He's like, oh, cool. What's your name? And I was like, oh, I'm Gary the Goo Boy. And he's like, what, like come? And that was just without a second beat. That was his reaction to it. But he did watch like 10 seconds of a video and he's like, oh, cool. He wasn't like disparaging. He wasn't like anything, but yeah, no, he, besides, you know, equating me to semen, it was pretty cool. But like, that was my only like reaction to like telling somebody I'm like a VTuber that's like of any notoriety.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing as much, but I find that hilarious and I have no idea why.
No, Quinn's just a funny dude though. I would recommend it. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but you know what? Quinn's pretty funny. I'll admit that.
I was joking with my community the other day, kind of related to this conversation, because Iron Mouse was live. And I was like, guys, should we raid Iron Mouse for clout just to do it? I'm like, I don't follow her.
Yeah?
I'm like, I don't follow her. They're like, Katie Bug, don't do it. They're like, that's such a bad idea.
I find that if you have like 10 viewers, you'd be hard pressed to find any streamer who isn't willing to say thank you, right? I don't think anyone has a problem with that. I think if it's like, if you have 10 viewers and you raid a streamer, I've never seen them not like, oh, hey, thanks for the raid. because that's usually where their like limitations are set, like on their settings. I don't know. I think it's cute when people do that.
I once rated a streamer that I don't follow anymore. Because he stopped making content because he's in a band and his band took off. So
sweet.
Yeah, like I was really excited for him. But I rated him once when he had like 200 viewers because I really liked his stuff, and I had maybe like 3 people in my chat. And so I come and he's like, "Oh guys, we have a baby stream. It's so cute." And this is like when I like wasn't a VTuber. And he was just so encouraging, and his mods were like, "Thank you so much for rating us." And I'm like, "Oh, this is such a nice reaction."
I think the nicest reaction, I think it was Oracle. Do you know who Oracle is?
I feel like I do.
Yeah, I think you do. If you know, what's her name? The mermaid, the one who did Corky Bug's drawing for the model.
Nina?
Yeah. So I once interacted with her, and that's how I met Oracle, and I think you met you through her too. But anyway, yeah, I rated Oracle once, and her husband actually messaged me afterwards and was like, "Hey, thank you so much for the raid." Yada. I was like, "Oh wow, you're welcome."
Oh, wow.
I was like, "Okay, sweet."
That is really cool, actually.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty. That was like the nicest like message I think I've ever gotten on Twitch, where it's like, "Hey, man, thank you so much for rating her." Yada yada. I was like, "Oh wow, very supportive husband."
Yeah, that is actually really cool.
Is Oracle the teacup VTuber? No, Katie Bug. Who is the teacup VTuber?
There's a teacup VTuber?
The husband or boyfriend, girlfriend. You've streamed with her a bunch. You've collabed with her. The robot one, maybe. I forget. I don't want to say her name because I want you to introduce.
Meg, Game Grotto?
Yes, Game Grotto is what I was thinking of. Yeah, Game Grotto is that Geargate. Oracle's an IRL streamer. She's a flesh tuber, as the nerds say.
That's a nerd. Dude, the first time someone called my old video a flesh, like I was a flesh tuber, I was like, the fuck?
The fuck?
Like, what does that even mean? And they're like, you showed your face. And I'm like, yeah, why call them flesh tubers? That just sounds like some weird Doctor Who. Like,
well, it used to be a derogatory term, because what would happen is certain Twitch streamers, for the sake of using, there's Twitch streamers out there who just use the 10 most popular tags on Twitch. VTubing being one of a VTuber. So these IRL streamers who had no business using the VTuber tag are using the VTuber tag. And it's just like, why? Why do you do this?
I had no idea.
Yeah, so they call them flesh tubers as like a derogatory term. Then it's turned into like basically any kind of IRL streaming at all is flesh tubing, you know, that kind of deal.
Okay, that makes sense.
Katie Bug, I have a question for you.
I hopefully have an answer.
So I want to do some editing again, but I don't really want to do Path of Exile stuff because I realize how much I suck at that video game. And so, but I still want to do editing. What do you think I should make a video about? Because I'm struggling with topics. I know the technicalities of it. I know how to make a video entertaining. I know how to pace it well. I just don't know what I want to talk about. And you being, you know, a media degree seeker would probably have an opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, so... Here. Oh man, I don't want this to turn into a sales pitch, but I'm gonna
do it. Hey, sales pitch the fuck out of me, Katie Bug. Go.
It's not even a sales pitch. So in class today, we talked about like if you want to make content or if you want to like make a video, to find something you're passionate about and tell a story. And so like we went through music and like found music songs. And I'm not telling you to sing by any means. I'm just saying like.
I mean, I will sing, today. But you know, go ahead.
So we went through different songs of like how it like they like the artist like started with the story and broke it down. Like there's like this whole like 7-step storytelling process. I'll send you pictures of it later so you can see what I'm talking about. So my suggestion is if you want to make videos and you don't know what to talk about, find something you love and turn it into a story to talk about it. And whether it's like during Path of Exile or like there's something going on in the background or whatever, like honestly, you have a nice enough voice. I think people would listen to you tell a story anyways. Like, but find something you're passionate about and turn it into a story.
Interesting.
But
so,
I mean, like, what kind of content are you looking to make? Like, what do you want to like get away from Path of I can English Path of Exile or?
It's not that I want to get away from Path of Exile. I do. It's still one of my favorite video games ever. I love Path of Exile. Yeah. It's more like the kind of content that Path of Exile players want, and I could make it. It's they care. Have you ever heard of Asmongold talk about Path of Exile before? I don't even know if you watch much Asmongold.
I don't even know who that is.
Katie Bug, how do you not know who Asmongold is?
Look, okay, wait, time out. Somebody was talking to me the other day, and we were listing all these streamers and VTubers, and I'm like, who? Like, what? Who are they? What happened? Like, I don't understand. Like, I do not follow this. I watch you. I watch Fauna. I watch you. I watch like indie VTubers.
Gotcha.
And occasionally see Iron Mouse show up on my Twitter timeline and be like, hey, she's kind of cool with all those outfits she's doing. I want to do that. And then wonder where all my money is going because I'm into VTubing.
True. So here's the deal, right? Is basically he just made fun of Path of Exile players and the kind of content they watch, which is like a Path of Exile content creator, like stereotypically, is a guy sitting in the center of his webcam in the corner of the video where he's in front of a glorified Microsoft Excel spreadsheet and everybody in the comments going, whoa, that's so amazing, dude, how'd you do that? Like, that's Path of Exile content. And the problem is I'm not patient enough to, or good enough at the game to make like a build in that game that cool and then have my pacing and stuff on top of it. It's an impossibility. So I'm gonna try to like move away from that in terms of YouTube videos. I'm still gonna stream it. Okay, I love that video game.
You know what you could do?
What's up?
Because it's entertaining to listen to you rant.
Is it entertaining? I think it's more like a little silly, but go ahead.
I find it entertaining because it's silly. You could like do like, because you were talking about Final Fantasy earlier. You could like do like talks about things like that, like the poor changes they're making, or how you think it's stupid that Zach's now suddenly this big character. Although I'm glad he's a big character because he's hot.
Is that your line where it's like, you know what? I don't really dig it, but he's hot, so it's okay.
I mean, I love Zach because he's like a golden retriever.
Oh,
so,
real
like,
quick, this is a total aside. Did you see the new trailer for the Final Fantasy VII remake?
I'm not watching it because I want to be like not spoiled.
Oh, you don't want to know anything?
I don't want to know anything. I didn't like look, bro. Like I didn't know anything about the original Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Until I played it, except that Aerith died because I saw Advent Children, so I knew Aerith died.
Oh, so you knew that.
So I knew that, but I had no other context about what was going to happen in the game. So like, if I can avoid it, but it's dangerous because now everyone's sharing Sephiroth pictures all over Twitter, and I'm like, stop! You're ruining it.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. That was off topic, but go ahead.
No, you're good. It was kind of on topic, but so I would say like do something like that because the way you rant, it's fun and funny. Like it's not like, oh my god, this is such a terrible thing. Like you're not like you're complaining, but not like complaining. You know.
I mean,
you're poking fun.
So my issue is that if I do a rant video, it's going to come across. I ride a really fine, I'm on like the knife's edge, okay? Between ranting and whining, okay? I get into whiny territory very quickly, okay? I know my weaknesses, all right?
Okay, that's fair. I guess I didn't know that.
So I'm worried that if I put out a rant video, it's going to be like, I need to be on the ball. I need to know my stuff, whatever I talk about, okay? Because if I rant and it's pointless, then it's whining. It's whinging.
What?
It's whinging.
Have you continued doing interviews?
We had the room situation, so that kind of got delayed. I want to interview Kasabian next. I feel like
she's so fun. She's so fun.
Yeah, Kasabia's a blast. I want to interview her next, and then once I'm done interviewing her, if it goes well, it gives me some ammunition to approach people I've never talked to before and be like, hey, listen, I want to interview you, Miss New VTuber. Here's a couple of examples. And that way they can kind of go into it. Like, I want to try to get into interviewing, basically, see what happens.
Yeah, no, do it.
Your rants are almost as bad as your builds in Path of Exile. Okay, my chat's starting to talk shit, okay?
Guys, be nice to Gary or I'll throw pillows at you.
Chat, think of the pillows in your face, okay?
Oh my gosh. The other day I threatened my chat to like follow someone or throw pillows at them, and someone in my chat was like, throw pillows at me. And I was like, I didn't know how to respond to that, so I didn't say anything. I was like, what? The pillows would hit hard. Oh no!
Oh my, wow, they are just being mean today. It's okay though. Katie Bug, did you watch Survivor?
Did I watch what?
Survivor.
Is that a show?
Katie Bug, we're not friends.
No,
How have you never
right
heard?
now.
Have you watched any? Have you even heard of Survivor before?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who Richard Hatch is?
I feel like I do. but I
Okay,
would
he's
need
the
to
guy
see-
who won $1 million who didn't pay taxes on it. It's a very famous thing that happened in the.
Yikes.
Oh God, was it the 90s? No, I'm not that old. It was like early 2000s.
I mean, we're close in age.
Yeah, well, I'm 25. I'm going 25. Oh, I turned 25 season 6 in like 2 weeks.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah. That's a running joke. It's season 6. Anyway, yeah, the 11th is when I turn. And then I think the 21st, we're going to have our 2-year stream anniversary. This is going to be pretty
That is
sweet.
wild. I never know if I should celebrate my stream anniversary.
Oh, hell yeah,
like,
celebrate it.
Wait, hold on. On the day I started streaming or the day I hit affiliate. Like, I'm never sure.
I just go by the day I started streaming.
That was
Who's gonna no? But Katie Buck, I promise you, nobody's gonna be like that. Doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, do
Sorry,
whatever you want to.
loser.
Yeah, for me, it's easy because the first day I started streaming was like the debut, well, not debut stream, but it was like I was a VTuber, right? It's very easy for me to have that separation. But for you, I guess it is different, right? Because affiliate was like, I'm a VTuber, this is my content. So I get why you would struggle to have that like decision making, because it's like, well, when you started streaming, it wasn't like the kind of content you do now kind of deal.
Yeah, see, it was funny because I debuted as a VTuber on my starting stream date. Because that'd be fun transition from like this is what I did to this is what I do now. So I mean, like, it's not really that hard for me to do either or. Twitch just now announces when you hit affiliate, like.
Yeah, it just goes for it.
Yeah, it's just like this is the day they became affiliate. Like, celebrate, and I'm just like, what if I don't want to celebrate then? What if I want to celebrate on the day that I became a streamer? Like, I just got a computer and just like this is what I'm gonna do because I'm stuck at home right now and I'm bored and I have a shit ton of video games that I can play. Yeah,
it's I just know October 21st is like my stream anniversary. Usually we combine it with my birthday. Usually it's like one big day.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I say usually, like it's only happened once, but still.
I mean, yeah, because it's what, your second year streaming?
It would be interesting to hear why you think this game is good though. Excuse me, Mario Tennis? The game that launched Mario Tennis 64, the game everybody actually knows? I love this game.
Are you playing it on an emulator?
Here's the deal. Yes, but it's legal because I actually own Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color, baby.
I was curious. Like, I wasn't gonna be like, oh gosh, no, you can't play it because it's on an emulator. Like, the other day, in a group stream I was in, we were talking about VTube Studios.
Yeah.
And I was talking about the hack. This hack that I know, and everyone's like, Katie Bug, how do you know that? Like, how dare you? Like, that's so scandalous. And like they were just picking fun, and I'm like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Are you hiding the watermark?
I'm not.
Oh, wait, what's your hack?
That is the hack I'm talking about.
Okay, gotcha.
I actually own I actually paid for it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know about the hack at the time. So I'm like, I hate this thing so much. Like, I'm just gonna spend money. But I was just like, I learned it from prayers from Abigail. So I'm like, don't point your fingers at me. This is secondhand knowledge that I learned. I want to have thought of that. Like, I was not that clever back then.
Oh yeah, using OBS to hide part of it. You see that a lot because whenever I collaborate with VTubers, they sometimes have that watermark, and I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm like, it's really not all that bad. Okay, yeah. So I think overall this paper is good. I'm just gonna submit it and not fix any of these errors because the big ones are fixed.
Nintendo would gut you alive? What? Oh, for the emulator. Nah, it's fine. I own it. It's legal. I can have the ROM. Oh. So you... Oh, wait, Katie Bug, have you ever seen the show Made in Abyss, the anime?
I have seen enough of it, and no, I hate it.
Well, my chat made me watch it. And you know what?
I know.
I hated it. I don't know. I always go like up and down on it. It's either like I absolutely hate the show more than anything else I've ever seen, or I really, really like it, which is usually a pretty good sign for me. I like weird stuff. I like the stuff where you either love it or you hate it. That's the just kind of stuff I'm into, the weird stuff. And yeah, boy, oh boy, it's disgusting sometimes, but I love it.
I could not. There's this one specific scene that I have seen of it, and I will not mention it on stream because it.
Is it where she's in the elevator?
No.
Is it the boy or the girl?
Wait, am I thinking? Wait, hold on. Wait.
Okay, is it kid with robot arm, or is it kid with or is it girl with explorer helmet?
Give me the name of the anime. I think I'm thinking of a different anime.
Made in Abyss is the disgusting one where they go into the pit in town and it's like disgusting things and violence. And there's a bunny girl.
Let me get the character's name for you. I'll do you one better.
Okay, I don't remember character's name. I bring it up because there's a video game based on it. I'm wondering if you had even heard of it.
I didn't know there was a video game based on it.
Yeah, I kind of want to play it.
Let me see if I can.
There's a fellow I collab with every now and then in League of Legends called Mao Tenshi. He's streamed part of that game, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. It's like a little adventure game. Maybe we'll play that.
It's either the girl or their bunny girl. I don't quite remember, but it's underground.
Okay, well, the whole show is underground. I'm trying to think of what disgusting scene was it violent or like gross?
No, it was gross. It wasn't so much violent. It was just disturbing and gross. Was one character pooping? Maybe.
I don't remember. There's a lot of disgusting things that happens in that show. All right. Arm scene? Arm scene.
I don't know.
No, I don't think she's talking about the arm scene. Usually.
No, not the arm scene.
I don't know. It's been okay. I'm gonna be honest. It's been like a year since I've seen that show, and I blasted through it.
I'm here on Google trying to find an image of what scene I'm talking about. I'm literally searching Google real quick.
Oh, is it when she's tied up?
Maybe.
Oh, there's a scene where like the girl is like 10 years old, but she's tied up like all sexually and weirdly, and it's like, bleh. Whatever. I'm not gonna make you look it up. If it's gross, I'm not gonna.
I'm looking it up right now because I'm determined to find this scene. Because,
hey, listen, my stream is like more uncensored than yours. You can describe it.
I want to make sure I have it right.
Trust me, if you say anything, it's probably happened in the show. Okay.
Ew. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the bunny girl. Doesn't she like give birth a bunch?
What? Wait, she gives birth?
I am almost positive.
Wait, does she give birth? I don't remember. Oh my god.
I will stop talking about it, but I'm almost positive she like something weird like that happens in this show. I know it because I've seen images of this show.
Oh
another show
man,
with the characters really similar.
I don't. It must be that show. You can't. Once you see it, I mean, you can't unsee it. You know what? I don't remember her ever getting pregnant, but there's so much stupid stuff that happens in that show. And I hate the way it tells stories, and I hate like the flashbacks constantly. But man, when it nails a good story beat, I am down with the sickness. All right. It's so interesting, and then they start showing a naked 10-year-old boy, and I'm like, yeah, that loses me. Is that your sister?
Yeah, she's we share a room. She's running Meg on her channel tonight.
Oh, sweet. How's she liking her streaming setup?
She loves it.
Yeah?
That bitch hit affiliate in like fucking less than a month. Excuse me, I'm not a bitch.
Cute.
I don't really mean that she's a bitch. Like, that's
well, she's your sister. You can listen. Yeah. Siblings are here to toughen each other up, all right?
Yeah, I don't seriously ever really call her that. I wasn't like,
no, it's all good. It's all good.
People were like genuinely like, how are you feeling that she like, you know, hit affiliate that quickly? Like, you know, are you like comparing yourself to her? And I'm like,
okay, that's okay. Hold on. I don't know who's saying like, that. That's a bitch move. All right. Don't say that.
I'm like, I've been doing this for 3 years. I mean, like, so like, bro, like, part of the reason she hit affiliate is because of me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Claiming her success now. Okay.
We actually joke about it a lot. It's really funny because we'll go back and forth about it. Because she's like, yo, like, I wouldn't have hit it without you and everyone on Twitch now. And I'm just like, bro, like, you wouldn't have hit it like if you hadn't like put in the work either. Like, the reality is you worked hard for it. Like, you know, like it just didn't fall into your lap. Like, yeah, like it helps that you know a lot of streamers who shared and hyped you up, and like it helps that like, you know, I plugged you a bunch, but so did a bunch of other people who know you because they've been getting to know you just over time. So I'm like, it's like, you know, take credit where credit's due. But she's really good actually. She's really sweet. She's just like, it's thanks to everybody, like who knows Katie and all these other streamers that I know who have helped like share around the news that I was gonna be streaming and VTubing. So
well, glad to hear she's enjoying it.
Yeah.
What are your parents saying about everything? Because you live with your mom, right?
Yeah, honestly, they're really encouraging about what I do. They want to see me succeed. They try to give me tips on how to succeed, but I'm like, okay, that doesn't really necessarily work for VTubing.
Oh wait, is it like go inside, shake the manager's hand?
No, it's like different like tips and tricks to like other like content creation, like podcasting and like different things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing podcasting. And I'm not like, you know, like doing things like that. I'm doing recording content for video games mainly. I think this summer I'm gonna try to start a podcast.
Ooh, podcast.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to start a podcast. And it's gonna be called Let's Talk About It, Jesus Edition. Where I bring on different people of like different walks of life, like different like people who are like more knowledgeable than me in the Bible, and like just a variety of different people, and just talk about like their experiences, like what they think, how they're feeling, talk about Bible stuff, like different things like that. There's gonna be guidelines, obviously, of like don't like, you know, be like super gruesome and things like that. Like keep it PG-13. Don't be like rated R. But
No, I get it.
I think it'd be really fun to start a podcast.
So I can drop one F word because it's PG-13, right?
Is that literally the, like, brah, I might get in trouble then because I swear a lot sometimes.
Well, no, I don't. Jesus. It's not like you're submitting it to the MSRP or something.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, as long as, like, my rule of thumb is, like, I don't really care how much people swear as long as, like, every other word isn't profanity. Because, like, you know, you're not going to get your point across if every other word's an F-bomb. Like, you're just not. Like, I'm gonna be like, bro, like, what are you trying to say? Like every other word's fuck this, fuck that. Like, what? Like, can't understand what you're saying, home slice.
Yeah. Well, that's sweet. So what are you streaming tomorrow? What are you doing?
Tomorrow I'm not streaming. I am streaming Saturday. I'm streaming Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. I'm trying to. I haven't done the remastered. I should specify I'm doing the remastered Crisis Core because I haven't beaten it yet. So I started it over, and I'm trying to do that because in February the new Final Fantasy game comes out. My biggest thing is, and I feel like at this point, like if you don't know Final Fantasy VII, I'm in spoiler safe territory. If they don't kill Aerith in the remake or the reboot, I'm not even calling it a remake because it's completely different than the original, I might actually riot.
I'm not worried about them killing Aerith. You want to know what I am worried about?
Them killing Tifa?
No, they'll kill Aerith. That's what I'm not worried about them doing that. I'm worried that they're going to animefy it where they don't just kill Aerith in a surprise. They're going to draw it out. It's going to be, you need anime grunts from, no. And then you're going to have like flashback scenes. And then it's going to be like, I need to do this to save the planet, Cloud. And don't please. That's like the one thing I'm worried about is for them to just draw it out as much as they can.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to just bitch real quick. I absolutely hate the site my school uses for assignments. It has not worked on my desktop, like my main computer, like at all. So I have to get on my MacBook. And even then, sometimes it doesn't work. And there are times I have to submit homework via my phone because we have to record on our phones from our media class. And 95% of the time, it will not let me upload the video. I have to do it in this roundabout way where I have to downgrade the quality, send it to my Gmail, and then upload it. And I'm just so sick of it. Oh,
wow. I didn't realize, I remember software being bad like 12 years ago. I mean, I'm 25, so I mean, I don't know. What is it? 6 years ago? I don't know. Whatever.
No, I'm like the only student who has this problem. Like no one else has been having this problem. Just me. I think it just hates me. I think think it just hates me, Gary. I'm not even saying that biasly anymore. I think it
It's
honestly
personal. It sees Katie Bug and it's like, nah.
That one right there is a VTuber. Like, we need to keep our eyes on that one.
Yeah, it's a VTuber. Give her tech issues. Oh, your media class. What kind of homework do you have for that?
So right now, we are writing the story of a person, like we're going through and figuring out the problems that they had. Like we're reading a book and we're like talking about like how the story was used and how she wrote the story to convey things, and then like breaking down the character and like his problems, like what he's going through, like why are they a problem, how is he going to overcome those problems. And then we're also doing a thing called pizza something. We have to do a video about pizza where there's a problem with pizza. Either the pizza is an anthropomorphic object that can move, or there's a person who's in love with pizza and something happens where like
gotcha, but it's just basically a story about pizza.
Yeah, and then we have to record it either like by drawing pictures and like doing like a zoom in and zoom out.
Oh,
like,
you have that in the bag.
Yeah. I'm just like, but like it's funny because like me, there's a upperclassman, because this class is new this year, who's in there, who's a junior. One other person. Who is have video editing experience, and we were told that we couldn't do it unless we asked if we could like edit a full piece of work together. And I was like, you know what, I'm like, I could ask because I can do it, but I don't want to do the extra work because I gotta start getting back into video editing for YouTube.
Well, I mean, yeah, in the broader sense of like your potential hobby turned second career, I get it, but like maybe this is the time to like take a break from it, just because you're still focusing on this hobby potential second career kind of deal, but you're learning, right? You're taking time to, you're not like me where it's just you just don't make a video because you're just uninspired. You're taking a break to like learn how to do it better.
Yeah, so I still have to edit videos for coffee, because although I don't have many members there, I do have members there.
Yeah.
So like even if I'm not putting them on YouTube, I need to put them on coffee. But how I'm gonna do it is really simplistic. I'm just gonna do a bunch of cuts of like random stuff that isn't needed, which doesn't take long. Like the videos that I'm
are the Ko-fi videos, are they exclusive to streaming, or is it like clips from streaming?
It's usually clips from streaming at this point.
Gotcha.
During the summer there was stuff specifically for coffee, but now it's just clips from streaming.
Well, I mean, I'm sure your viewers understand.
I mean, I only have like 3 members over there, so they really don't care if I make content or not. I just, in case somebody joins, they have content.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like, I said I would do this, so I'm going to do it. I might actually switch it all over to Fourth Wall, though, because Fourth Wall, there's a shop, and like, I could give more perks on Fourth Wall. Because I could get like exclusive discounts to the shop and different things like that. But I'm not in a hurry to do that because that's a lot of setup.
Okay. So when your degree's all done and forthwith, is there like a kind of job you want to work with it?
I either want to like do managing and like take everything that I do and offer a package and manage people, like help them manage their streams or like video content, like be like
consulting.
Yeah, like consulting and be like a freelancer, or become a graphic designer and do like freelancing on the side.
Okay, now here's the deal. I'm the kind of person that would hire a consultant, so here's the first question I'm gonna ask. And you're gonna get this. You ready?
What?
This is a really hard question to answer. Are you sure?
I am positive.
Okay, you're gonna get this. If your advice is so good and I should pay for it, why don't you do it? Why don't you follow your own advice and grow like this insanely big, like kind of content making machine?
That is the goal, as I learned.
I'm not like complaining or like seriously questioning. I'm just saying you're gonna get that question a lot.
No, like that's actually my goal as I learn. But the reality of it is the one skill that I lack the most right now is marketing. And I know that's part of the reason I don't grow is because I don't know how to market myself. Like we've talked about it in class a couple times about like why things fail, like why like different companies, like because we've watched some Nike ads and like some car ads that have completely flopped, that have like made it through like production and were completely like made up and like paid for, and they just completely flop, and it's because they missed the mark of the marketing of what they were trying to promote. And so I know right now the biggest skill that I lack, that a lot of like these bigger streamers have, is part of it's marketing. They know how to market themselves.
When you say marketing, like, is it like arranging collaborations with streamers bigger than them, or is it more of a not related to like the actual content itself kind of marketing?
It's kind of a mix for me of like how to promote my content that I'm making to make it appealing to people to come in and be like, oh, that looks interesting. Like what she does looks interesting. Like she looks like an interesting like VTuber. So like learning how to like, because like one of my biggest things like that I want to do is take Katie Bug rather than I don't know what. What don't I know? If you're joining or not yet. Oh yeah, I don't know.
Is Katie Bug rather than what?
Oh, sorry. Take Katie Bug rather than just me, like, you know, like being like every like day, like just me being kind of me, but more exaggerated, and take her and turn her into a character, so I can pitch her as a character, because I have all these really cool ideas for her.
Yeah.
And like where I want to go and where I want to take her and where I want to take the lore. And I mean, like I'm talking like making comic books, like making like little animations. Like I'm talking like
sweet.
Really turning her into something more than just like me portraying like me, but like turn her into something more than that.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, and so like learning how to market that, and it's like I know like I've taken marketing classes, so like I have some knowledge on how to market, but like I struggle. Like I didn't get very far because I got stuck on a freaking quiz and I gave up because I took it like 10 times, and I'm not a numbers person. I struggled with the numerical numbers of like how to get to point A to point B of like marketing and like why it needs to be numerical based. And I'm like, I understand that logically, but I'm not a math person. So like trying to like break that down was really hard for me.
So I think we talked about this a long time ago. I think female streamers have it harder than male streamers getting into the field because
we haven't actually talked about this. This is new to me.
Oh, really? Okay. So, I think for female streamers, it's harder to get in because when people think of VTuber with an anime girl on the stream, there is an expectation of the kind of content you want to give, and deviating from that is really hard, I find. If you deviate from it, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with not the traditional VTubing audience. And whereas with male VTubers, the space is largely undefined, right? Like if I made you name one male VTuber, you might think of one, right? Maybe a few if they interact with female streamers, right?
There's Ruben. There's I think his name is Rox. Like I call him Rox for short because like that's like the first part of his name. There's Yu, I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's a Japanese name. But he's I don't watch his stuff, but he's funny. I love him. So like I actually watch like a handful of male VTubers, which like it's pretty uncommon from what I can find.
Yeah, it's not just uncommon. It's that every popular VTuber, male VTuber, has always established themselves by interacting with female VTubers first. There is one exception in a guy named Nux, but that was more of an appeal to like the 4chan types than like an actual like serious you know, on his own kind of deal, which is fine. I'm not hating on it. It's just the reality of where we're at, right? So I think with male VTubing, a lot of the times when somebody watches me like regularly, or even somebody newer, I'll ask them, like, do you watch other VTubers? And the overwhelming answer is no, you're the only VTuber I ever watch, right? That's kind of the space I inhabit when it comes to like VTubing and the kind of content I make. Might be because I play Path of Exile and no other VTuber plays that. But that's kind of just where I'm at in terms of like content, you know? And which means that male VTubers, I think, have a harder time getting any viewers at all. But when you do have viewers, you have a higher ceiling is what I'm trying to say. You have a much more, you have a much broader room because the male VTubing space is largely what are female VTubers doing? How can I be a part of that? And then what kind of space can I carve myself in that sphere? But nobody's ever figured out how to be a male VTuber on their own. And that's just, it's a space that's wide open in my eyes.
Oh, weird. Cause like a lot of the male VTubers that I follow, they interact with female VTubers, but not in that way. It's more of like they end up being friends with the female VTubers along the way.
So what I mean by that, I guess, do you know what an orbiter is?
Like somebody like an orbiter, like a planet orbit.
Yeah, basically it's the idea of like for every big streamer, they have like an orbit of like smaller streamers that surround them of varying sizes. So whenever the big streamer streams, the smaller streamers tend to have less views because generally when the big streamer stops, the smaller streamers that are associated with them, the orbiters, they start streaming and have those same viewership, right? They have the same market share of the same viewership, right? So when I think of these male VTubers that are friends with these big female streamers, the male ones generally have less viewership when that specific female streamer is streaming because the males are orbiters. Like that's what I'm trying to describe.
Okay, no, I follow you now. I follow you. I guess I haven't watched that scene too much. If I'm being honest with you. Yeah, one of the male VTubers I follow is definitely a femboy. He's
a lot of them are, yeah.
He's really cute, actually. Rox isn't really a femboy. Like, dude has like abs drawn on his V model, and I'm like, if I knew you better, you could potentially qualify on husbando tier just for your looks, and that you kind of remind me of a panda, just not so fluffy. But yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, I guess I haven't thought about it. I definitely know, like, me being like a Christian, non-lewd female VTuber, isn't always attractive to people, and I'm like, I don't really care. I'm not like, do I want to make this a career? Yeah, but I'm not gonna like sell my soul or my values. Although there is one character that I own that I really want to turn into a VTuber, but I don't because I know the kind of crowd she would attract, and I'm like, I could play the part, but that would be exhausting. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of my view on it is, I don't know. I just think female VTubers have a harder time with it. Like if you're a female VTuber and you're not part of an organization, who do you orbit?
I don't orbit anyone. I think that's
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, as a female VTuber, you can't. It's like sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was about to say, when you're a female VTuber, if you're not in an organization like VShojo or HoloLive or the circle of streamers who know each other, right? For that specific circle, given, I'm not talking about a specific one, but just generally any specific circle. Like, how do you get in? The answer is you can't really, right? There's no space for small VTubers, female VTubers in these like orbiter circles. Whereas, male VTubers, oh yeah, you'll get invited everywhere if you prove yourself to be a safe person to interact with and so on. It's just a different world.
It is, and it's wild.
The list, yeah.
Me and somebody were actually talking about this because like the other day, because like obviously like I want to make this a career. I want it to go somewhere. Because I love it. Like it's not just like I do it because I enjoy it, but I want it to because I love it. I love
Katie Bug, I love you with all of my heart. Can you turn up the gain on your mic? I have blasted you on my computer the best I can.
How do I do that? Hold on. Give me a second. I can try. I don't think I can.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying that like I have blasted you the best I can. I can't.
Better or worse?
That is much better. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, thanks for letting me know. Like this mic has been giving me issues lately. I think it's because my new bedroom is significantly quieter than my old bedroom. And so it's like the sound like decimals, like it's so quiet. Like the first time I streamed, like everyone's like, it sounds like you're underwater. We can't hear you. And so I had to like go in and change a bunch of settings in OBS and like different things like that. And so it's been like really hard to find a balance in this new space because it's so quiet. And I'm like, maybe I just need a better mic. Someone told me to buy a better mic. And I'm like, you can buy me one. I'm like, I don't have money for a mic.
You can buy me one.
like, I've literally gone to tell people, like, if you want me to have something that I do not have right now that you think I absolutely need, you can buy it for me. I'm like, I'm not like trying to be like conceited or trying to like cash grab
Hmm.
or try to make you give me things, but I'm like, I'm in college. Like, I do not have extra money, and every extra money I'm saving is either gonna go to college or go to my 5-year dream plan, hopefully. Like,
Oh.
for my 5th year and my 5-year anniversary, I want to commission my dream artist and have a new model.
A
But
whole new model?
oh yeah. Um,
Sweet, sweet.
hold on, I'll send you the artist, and then you're gonna cry at the prices because I
Oh
cry
no,
every
I
time.
think wait, was it the same one you showed me before?
I don't know. I've shown you a lot of people.
Okay, okay. I see, I see.
There's like 6 different people I want to commission for different versions of Katie Bug.
Oh.
And because like I have so like the last commission that I'm having done right now is I'm changing Batty Bug into like I'm changing her lore so she fits better. So I'm
Oh.
having her redone. I
Does
believe.
you put a huge emphasis on lore. Is that the kind of content you want to make in terms of like is this going to be what attracts viewers? I mean, I get it how it used to be in that's how it used to be a lot
Yeah.
when I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry. That's how it used to
No,
be
you're
in the
good.
VTubing space where you would have lore because you know, obviously, right? You got to have lore. It's just I feel like nowadays I don't know how much I don't know
I
how
don't
much
really
that
care.
applies anymore.
It doesn't. It definitely doesn't. I just like it because I like telling a story. And so like I like when I talk about lore for Katie Bug, it'll apply to the channel. However, it's mainly gonna apply because I really want to like make like God, I'm so cringe. Um give me a second. I really want to make a game called Data Bug.
Oh, that's right. With
And
all the different costumes you have
yeah,
as like different characters.
yeah, so, like, when I emphasize lore, I'm making lore so much because I wanna use her in, like, different ways, so, like, I wanna make, like, a comic of, like, Katie Bug and, like, the different Katie Bug verses. I wanna, like, have a Bug, like, virtual novel game, but, like, I'm trying to decide if I want it to be, like, a virtual novel game or, like, Harvest like, Rune Factory, where, like, you can romance the different like, you play as a male
Hmm.
protagonist, and you can romance the different versions of Katie Bug while fighting monsters and farming.
Yeah.
Uh
Hmm.
or do it like it's like a traditional Otome game where there's a bunch of dialogue, or maybe do both. Like do one and then do the
Oh.
other. So like I have like all these great ideas of like doing different things. So that's why I emphasize lore for my channel because I want to do things separate from my channel that the lore is important for.
Hmm.
Um, to make the characters more fleshed out. So
Oh.
it's not necessarily like super like important to the channel because like I'll like put on Batty Bug and I stay the same although she has her own character. Like I'll have a Sleepy Sheep Bug, which will be for like chiller streams, so people know that when they come in, like, oh, this is a chill stream today. Like different things like that. But like
Oh.
on the day to day on my channel, like the lore isn't as important as it is offside of what I plan to do with her in the future when I have time and I'm not in college.
See, what I find the kind of lore that I attract to on like streaming and all that, my viewer kind of pointed out it a little bit in chat. The kind of lore I'm attracted to is like real streamer interacts with real streamer and a real thing happened, and then they decide to do like a lore, like an in-universe lore about like why things happened the way they did, right? Like let's
Yeah.
say one streamer like joins an organization with another streamer because they're best friends, right? Like that'd be kind of
Yeah.
a cool lore thing where it's like, all right, in universe, this is what happened. So that's the kind of lore that's interesting because it's like a creative take on something that actually happened.
Oh
Whereas,
yeah.
you know, constructed lore is just a whole, like to me, like when I think of
No, that
constructed
makes
lore,
sense.
and this is not your fault at all, and it's not any VTuber's fault. It's just so funny to me. There was a VTuber I interacted with forever ago, like a year and a half ago, named Royal Pierre Dot, right? She
Right.
was a jester and she was like a 1 view streamer. We rated her. We were playing like Hollow Knight or something. And we rated her because she was another VTuber playing Hollow Knight. It was like her first stream ever. I asked her, "Oh, do you got any lore?" And she's like, "Oh, yes, I do." And she like takes out like a piece of paper like that was crumpled up or something. And she like unfolds it and she's like, "I am a jester, da 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 da." And I thought that was adorable.
Oh, oh, so like canonly, Courtney and I do have lore.
Mm-hmm.
Like legit, like Courtney and I have lore together because we're twins in real life, and we made it fit into.
See,
we
that
made
to
it
me
fit
is
into
like
our
really cute, and I would like, oh, that's awesome.
But like the other stuff, I'm just like I have like a lore of how Katie Bug came to be that I could like spat off if somebody asked me because I enjoy lore. Like I'm a big story person, and that's why I like lore. It's why I like when I see. I know it's cringe, but I like when V Shoujo does lore videos for their new creators that they hire on, or like Hololive does like promotion videos that have like tidbits of lore. If they do, I don't know. I don't follow Hololive. I know I'm so cringe. I don't even
they
follow
do. They don't do lore. They do like what ifs. Like what if they all worked in the same office? What if they? It's called a hologra, and it's so stupid and it's so goddamn dumb, but it's still funny.
So like I know I don't like really follow the big companies or anything like that, but I do enjoy that kind of content because I love story. And so like when I was first made Katie Bug, like I was like, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of lore, and now I just have like how she came to be because I really liked Tinkerbell and I liked how Tinkerbell came to be. So I kind of jacked that and turned it into something different and made it my own. And then we drafted Corky into it when she became a VTuber, so it made sense that we're fraternal twins in the okay. Um um in case like, you know, like we're fraternal twins in the universe, in real life we're identical twins. But like we wanted to make that fit because everyone knew I was a twin because I talked about it so much, and she was on my channel pre being a VTuber. Am I keeping you? Do you need to go?
What, me?
Yeah, like
Oh no, I'm just waiting for League of Legends. No, you're good.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, I was just waiting for you to finish. You're good.
Oh, okay. I was just like, oh no, am I keeping you from doing something?
Oh no, you're chill. I'm cool. I just Mario Tennis was kind of going into like a new arc of like meeting Nintendo characters. So I was like, you know what, we can do this another time. This is
solid.
fine.
So yeah, like the whole thought of lore at first was like, yeah, I'm gonna really get into it. Do I want a lore video? Yes, I do, because I think it would be cool to have a fun lore video with Corky Bug. But is it a necessity? No.
So when so I feel like I am not even remotely prepared to do stuff like here's a lore, here's marketing, here's like everything else. Like I'm even worried about doing collaborations nowadays because I feel like the root, like the point of it is to get people to watch your stream ultimately in the end. That is the end all be all of anything you do as a VTuber. When it comes to outside of your stream, the problem is I don't think I have an entertaining enough kind of content. I feel like more than anything else, I need to like find my voice in content. I need to find out what I'm good at and like grow the channel that way, grassroots. And then once I do that, then I can worry about like collaborating or whatever, right? Because when I first started, I was just collaborating for collaboration's sake. Like it was just like, I don't know, it's what VTubers do, so I'm gonna do it too. But now that I've streamed for almost 2 years now, I'm kind of like stepping back over the last like 6 months and being like, what am I actually doing? What am I putting out into the world, right? Am I just like white noise because everyone else is doing it and I'm just repeating what they're doing? Like that's what I worry about when it comes to like making content. So like I want to address that first and then worry about like all the other stuff.
So this is gonna sound so cringe, and I've just accepted it at this point because it's what I've been saying for the last 6 months, and it's really where I kind of want to take my channel, as cringy as it is like my go-to quote when I introduce myself to people is, "Hi, I'm Katie Bug. I love Jesus and 2D men." Because 9 times out of 10, you're either gonna come on my channel and I'm gonna be talking about Jesus in some capacity or sharing something or doing Bible study streams, or I'm gonna be simping over a hot 2D man that I love.
I have a hard question for you to answer, and you don't have to answer it. If you do end up growing a lot on your channel, but you find that talking about religion is actually detrimental to the growth of your channel in a big way, or a big enough way for you to even consider it, would you like talk less about God and more about 2D men?
No.
No, it's a red line for you.
It's so my thought is like I love God so much that I want to share his love. And it's not like in a sense of like I want to shove it down people's throat, right? Like we had a discussion the other day because my I've been kind of quiet in my Discord and online besides promoting a thing that I'm doing or getting ready to do. I've
Mm-hmm.
been really quiet because I've been talking to God a lot and just like praying a lot and like I had like this really cool encounter with him while I was praying at a prayer service. And I was just like, yo, like I'm a completely different person when I'm not with Jesus. Like I'm not pleasant to be around. And I'm not just saying that like you can like I would say ask people who knew me before I knew Jesus, but you don't know those people because like they're
Yeah.
not in the sphere of what I do VTubing and some of them would probably frown upon it and I really don't care.
Okay.
Um but I love him so much. It's just like if you love someone, you talk about them. Like I would say like you're my friend. So like outside of stream, I share about you because I think you're cool.
Yeah.
And I'll even talk about you on my stream sometimes because I think you're cool. And because because I love Jesus so much, it would be like me having like not talking about my sister ever because I
Mm-hmm.
love her so much. I want to share about her. I love Jesus so much. I want to share about him. So like if he ever became a detrimental to my growth, I'd be like, that's fine. I love him more than I love this. And so that's where I'm at with that.
Oh, see, as much sorry, this League of Legends client is just making me blow a gasket.
It's okay.
It just kicked me out of queue, and I have to remake the low priority queue.
Oh,
So oh man, it's so easy for me to say I would hold my values the entire, and I'm not talking about you by proxy, I'm talking about actually me.
yeah.
It's so easy for me to say like, oh yeah, I'll never do this kind of stream, I'll never do react content, I'll never do like all this stuff, and it's so easy for me to say that. But I think if you sat me down and it's like, Gary, you have the choice. Would you rather have 2,000 viewers a stream and do react content, or 8 viewers a stream, but you maintain your values? And I'm like, well, oh God,
Okay.
would I
Wait, I have a
actually?
question for you.
What's up?
Do you have to give up your values to do React content?
Well, yeah, I hate react content. I think it's a
Oh,
detrimental thing. I have
I did not know that.
ranted
That's
slash
oh,
whinged
no.
again. I have whinged and whined a lot about like reaction content. And so it would be hypocritical for me to do that. But if you offered me like, hey, this is your choice, you have 2,000 viewers or you fall into the abyss and become nothing. And it's just like, well, wow, that's a lot of money. Like 2,000 viewers is like 3 times my yearly income. That's like $150,000, $200,000 a year. That's wild.
Yeah, I guess
yeah.
I guess for me, because of how I view God and how I that like giving that up for him, giving like all that potential fame, like he would this is gonna sound so cheesy. It's like because I'm trying to figure out how to say it in a non-Christianese way. Cause like we have like this saying in my church where people speak Christianese, which is like the Christian language for the church.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at something in my chat. So keep going, please.
No, 100 viewers and you have to do a Raid Shadow Legends ad read.
Yeah.
But like he would honor that. Like he would see that like how much I love him and he would honor that. Like it wouldn't be like something I was giving up in vain. It would be like if someone told me, no, I don't want to use that analogy. It's really shitty. What's
do it? Hey, say it. I believe.
No, it's a really bad analogy. It's like really, really bad.
Okay.
What's a better analogy that I can come up with? It would be yeah, I don't have an analogy right now, but to me it would be like it's not that big of a deal to like give up like streaming or like losing viewership for someone I love. Like that would include like if I had to stop streaming again because one of my family members got sick and I lost viewership when I came back and no one came back and I had to start from ground zero.
Oh,
like okay, like
I don't know. I don't know, Katie Bug. That would be a hard to do this for a living. Every day being able to come in for thousands of people to give all of that up. Like if you have a sick family member and you have enough viewership, you can buy a caregiver, okay? You can figure something out.
No, like I would sacrifice this for the ones I love. Like, I would sacrifice the job now I have for the ones I like.
I think I'm too greedy. I mean, maybe it's just a sin, but like, oh man, to get out of the grind, to not have to like 40-hour a week, 9 to 5.
I can always get another job. Like, if I had to go, like, work fast food to take care of my family, like, that's my thing. Like, I'm not above doing what I have to survive. Like, what do I want this to turn into a career? Absolutely. I would love that. I would be happier than a pig in poop.
Mhm.
But I'm not willing to sacrifice, like, my values or, like, my, like, who I am as a person to achieve that goal. Now will
Mm.
I do things that I don't necessarily like? Yeah, my chat wants like if like my chat potentially wants me to do like an ASMR as like
Mhm.
on a challenge wheel for a punishment wheel because they know how much
Yeah.
I hate AMSR.
Yeah, because you've talked about that before. You really don't like that
I'm like,
content.
I don't even know how to do it. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
sure, y'all, I can put it on the challenge wheel, but like
Mhm.
you're gonna have to send me videos on what you want me to do exactly because I have zero idea how to do that because
Mhm.
watch that kind of content. Now
Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
certain like sounds that I enjoy, like, you know, like keyboard typing, super relaxing. Um, someone told me that I should do it eating the mic redeem, and I was like, yeah, so
Yeah, it's just
there's
Asmir, just like a more extreme version of it, I think.
yeah, there's like certain things that like I'd be willing to compromise on doing to like, you know, help get viewers like
Mhm.
do spicy challenges and things like that, like whatever. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like
There are
I
some
love what
lines
I
that you
do.
just won't cross.
There's just some lines I won't cross because I won't
Mhm.
I'm not gonna sell my soul for this and I'm not gonna sell my soul for any other company.
Would you do a gambling
Um
stream?
a gambling stream? Like you mean like my gotcha streams where I like where
I was
spend a
gonna
bunch of
say like
money?
slots. What? You really know nothing about like the streaming space, do you?
No, I really don't.
Oh yeah,
Like
no, they
I
do like
no.
actual online gambling with like poker or
Oh
slots
yeah.
or.
I mean if
I was
you
and
want to
then I
see
was
me
gonna make a joke about like Genshin Impact, but all right, make the joke for me. I get it.
I mean, if you wanna see me lose a bunch of money, I could do a gambling stream, but I don't know how to gamble.
Mm.
Um, so, like, yeah, like, I'm not opposed to trying new streams and trying new things, but,
Hmm.
like, I have, like, this mentality of, like, no one thing will ever own my soul, Jesus. And, because of that, I'm like, you know, if it fails, it flops. Will I be upset? Sure. I've put like 3 years into this. Like, I wanted to go somewhere. But and I have like some ideas on how to make it grow. Like if I did TikTok more frequently. Speaking of which, Gary,
Hmm.
remind me that I need to tell you something off a stream
Oh,
to
sweet. Yeah.
potentially help you grow if like you want to
Okay.
because I
If it's posting TikTok videos, I'll have you know my short
no
making abilities are like 90% relying on my viewers. Okay.
I, I I I would offer to help you with that if I had time. I
Hmm.
actually enjoy making short form content. But I don't have time.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but no, it's kind of short form, but it's also kind of not short form. Like I have closer to my mic. Dude, my pop filter keeps moving and it's pissing me off. Want another short? Yes, Geargate, make another
Well,
short.
it's because he made a short for me that got like 10,000 views, and I was like, well, hot dang, Geargate.
My most like okay, like I'm not above making like jokes. Like one of my most viewed videos, and I don't even know what it's at right now. I should go check. Hold on, I gotta go to my YouTube. It's been a hot minute since I've been on my YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
trust me, I feel you there.
I don't. I like. I have videos auto posted. For like until I think next
Wait,
month.
auto posted? What do you mean? What's that?
Like scheduled to post. So I upload a video and then I schedule it to
Oh,
post.
yeah. Okay, I see. So like you can optimize like the upload time and when maximum viewership happens. And
Hey, I got a new subscriber. That's cool. Um.
sweet.
Let's see. Video studios, but I there's a couple of things that I've said that haunt me, and it's hilarious. I don't really care that they're on there because, like, you know, it is what it is. But one of the things that I said, "Careful, I'm a snack that might bite back," and my viewers will still like quote me on it. And then, like, one of my first videos that was clipped was it was called "Ass Impact," uh,
At-
because my chair broke and I fell backwards off of my chair. Um,
oh,
and
wow.
so it's this really funny video of me just like saying, oh shit," and me falling. and then me getting up trying to fix my chair, realizing it's like infixable, and just double over laughing so hard I can't breathe. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you caught me yawning there as you ended that.
No, you're good. I'm trying.
Oh,
Okay,
sweet.
so my most viewed. Oh wait, I think there's one that's more viewed than that. Hold on. I think I got to like almost like 1,500 views on one of my videos on YouTube, but I don't really know, and I don't really feel like searching for it. But it was a short that I made.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, so like it's not like super up there or anything, but I'm like, I was proud of it.
Oh, I'm never gonna get to play a game of League of Legends, Katie Bug. I'm gonna whinge, all right? I am so frustrated that this company makes so much goddamn money. They made billions and billions off of League of Legends. They made Arcane one of the greatest video game adaptations, or arguably the best video game adaptation to ever exist. It's absolutely wonderful what Riot Games has accomplished. Yet, they choose to have the single worst client to get into one of their video games I have ever seen. I don't understand how a company can waste my time. I have spent the last 20 minutes trying to get into a game, Katie Bug.
Oof, I am sorry. Maybe you should switch over to Final Fantasy 14.
Ugh. Should I? Do people still play that?
Yeah, I have a bunch of friends who play it, and I am really sad because I'm in college. I can't afford it. Because like if I could, I would join them in playing it.
You probably don't have time.
I don't. Not with all the other games I'm playing. And I'm thinking of switching the games that I play for October to more like different games. I'm not a horror person. I can't do horror. But I'm thinking of doing Undertales because it can be kind of spooky. And then I was thinking there's this Otome game that I have that's kind of spooky where you get kidnapped by a terrorist group and they basically put a bomb around your neck. And if you tell anyone, they'll blow you up. Except the person who found you, ironically. So
okay.
But I was thinking of doing that because I want to do something Halloween. I was hoping my new outfit would be ready in time for Halloween, but I don't think it will be, and I'm kind of bummed.
I think. Well, I do custom outfits because I have Paint 3D, right? So I can just attach different layers to Gary, and it usually works fine enough as an outfit.
If I had this is gonna sound weird, but it's art. If I had like if Katie Bug under her clothing had like a naked form drawn, I would draw outfits for her, but she doesn't.
I mean, you can commission that. That should be trivial, right?
Yeah, I could commission that. Instead, I keep commissioning other things.
Well, I mean, it would really be trivial because they already have like.
It would charge me like $20. Geargit, we didn't see the kidnappers, so we don't know. But like the husbandos in that game are pretty hot. So.
Oh jeez. Wow, I'm trying to think. There was a new one of those games. Have you ever played Danganronpa? Have we talked about this?
I have not, and we have not.
Katie Bug, we should collaborate on Danganronpa.
We should. I was thinking about that. We should collab. We also still need to watch a movie together.
Ooh. It's got to be like an anime movie, right?
It doesn't have to be.
What should we do for a movie night?
I have no idea.
I don't know. What movie do you want to see? Is there any movies that are like already out that we could watch?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't been keeping up on movies because if I keep up on movies and I follow and I want to see it. Have you seen the Mario movie yet?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay. I've seen it. I've only seen it once, but brah, like it is so
we
good.
Can't. It's gotta be a movie both of us haven't seen.
Okay, hold on. Let me Google. Let me see what.
Because I'm gonna watch that movie with you, and you're gonna be like, "This part's so funny," and it's gonna be like, "Wow, thanks. I'm glad this part's gonna be funny."
Honestly, I'm not that kind of a movie watcher, actually. Like I want to.
My chat is my chat's picking on me. Katie Bug, it might be time to throw pillows.
Gary's the ninth movie. What does that mean?
They're making fun of me because I have a movie pass, so I see unlimited movies every month, and I just have neglected to use it because I had my room to worry about, and then they're like pressuring me. Okay.
Have you seen the Bond movie? The bomb movie, Oppenheimer.
Isn't that still in movie theaters?
I didn't think it was in movie theaters. Is it?
It is at mine. No, I haven't seen it though.
Okay, well, if it's not in movie theaters, we should watch that. I really want to see that movie.
Oh, I think it's already out, or I think it's still in movie theaters though, because it is at mine at least. I don't know, like what's has been released that neither of us have seen. It could be an older movie. Have you ever watched? You've seen Titanic, right?
Oh yeah, that movie. I'd make fun of it with you.
Oh snap! That would be funny. Draw me like one of your French girls.
Dude, I laughed. Like, I feel like I was watching that with someone the other, like, not long ago, maybe a while ago, and they thought it was so scandalous that the car like fogged up, and then you saw the hand, and I was just laughing. I was just laughing because I didn't know what else to do because I was like, it's so cheesy.
Wait. Oh yeah. At the beginning of the movie.
No, like when they're like, bumping uglies in the car.
Oh, they held hands while doing it?
No, like, don't you remember when she put her hand up against the glass and swiped it? And
oh, that's not weird.
I didn't think it was weird. The person I was watching it with was weird.
What? Hold on. You said it was cheesy. What's cheesy about that?
No, not that specific scene. I meant the movie in general is cheesy. Like, I'll never let go, Jack. I promise. Jack, like,
okay,
could have lived, and she lets him go, and she's like, "I'm sorry, Jack. I had to let go. Or I was gonna die." Like,
well, yeah, because he would have sunk the metal thing.
Like, bitch, you could have moved over and made room.
The thing would have sunk. It's a really small thing that she was on. It was like a door. It was like half a door.
Dude, like scientists have done like studies. Like there was enough space on that door for him.
Yeah, it's not about if the. Okay, the story's not about them living together. Jack has to die. That's the point of the story. Is that she moves on and she throws the amulet into the freaking ocean.
Yeah, I know. It's just cheesy. It's just so cheesy.
Have you ever seen Nimona?
What is that?
Pneumonia? I don't know. My chat just said I'm getting multiple recommendations for it.
Oh, I have not. What is this?
Google it, Katie Bug. I'm in League of Legends. I need to concentrate.
It's a Netflix original. Oh, I'm gonna watch a trailer.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, that looks like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, like with the animation.
Oh, is it like American or like Japanese anime?
I think it's American. It looks more American than Japanese.
Well, I mean, I'm down if you want to watch that. I don't even know what you're describing, but
it's from the writers of Big Hero 6. I'm totally down.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know anything about Big Hero 6 besides the hot mom. That is like the only thing I know about it.
Hot mom. It's free on Prime Video. Oh wait, it was on Netflix. It's based on a graphic novel with quite different. The art is actually really cool. It's like Disney meets comic book meets like it's like a mashup style. It looks like it's really cool actually.
Okay. When do you want to watch it?
What days do you work?
I work bank hours Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, but it's West Coast time, Pacific time.
Yeah, like I would say probably Saturdays would be the easiest, or Sundays.
Oh, we can do Saturday. What time Saturday?
Hold on.
So right now it's 6:25 p.m. for me.
And it's okay. So you're 2 hours behind me.
Okay.
That helps. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Where is what I'm looking for? I need. Aha. Well, okay. Do you stream on Saturdays?
I stream at 4:30 PM PDT or 6:30 your time. Oh, usually 3 hours a day.
Okay, we could do it. Wait, so yeah, we could do it. I'm mathing right. Hold on. You're 2 hours.
I mean, we could do it before stream. Like, I don't mind doing it earlier.
No, I don't mind doing it after stream. I'm usually eight up Saturdays. Oh my goodness, I'm usually up late Saturdays anyways.
Oh, I was thinking at like noon.
I mean, we could. Well, I work till 2 on Saturdays.
Oh, okay. Well, how about
it would have to be after work.
That's fine. How about 4 p.m. your time?
That works for me.
That sounds perfect. So it'd be 2 p.m. my time.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll pencil you in. Yeah, fuck it. Screw it. Let's watch Nimonai. I don't even know what it is.
You can swear, Gary. Like, you're not gonna upset me. Like, I've literally so. Like,
you just gotten used to it. It's like, he's gonna curse.
No, like, unless you don't want to swear. Like, I know people swear around me, and they're like, "Actually, I don't want to swear. Can you call me out for it?" And then I don't call them out for it because I don't notice they're swearing.
Oh.
They're like, "Katie Bug, you were supposed to call me out," and I'm like, "Sorry, I didn't notice." Because I grew up around people who swear. Like I occasionally myself self swear. It's why I part of the reason I don't play horror games is because I swear a lot while playing horror games. Um, like every other word is like fuck or shit or gosh damn it, like
Oh,
um
jeez.
so like I think the first time I played a horror game on my stream and I got really scared, I just swore like all it was like fuck 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 fuck, and my channel was like Katie Bug, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I am so stressed right now. This is
Speaking of
creepy.
horror, Katie Bug, have you ever played Outer Wilds?
I don't even know what that is.
Katie Bug, don't look it up. Here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Okay, if I remember tonight, I'm gonna gift you Outer Wilds, okay? But I want you to go
boy.
into it completely
Oh, no.
blind. I don't want you to know anything about it, okay?
Oh,
It's not a horror game, but it
Okay.
does. For the reason I mention it at all is because there's a certain part of the game that is suspenseful, and it's not a scary game. But I was like, I'm not moving. This is no. No, it's not a scary game though. It's
Okay.
genuinely wonderful, and for me, it's I don't know. Is it one of my favorite games ever? It's pretty up there. It's pretty great, but you have to go into it blind, okay?
Actually, 11-10 game. Okay, I'm gonna resist my urge to look this up then, because I really want to like.
Yes.
No, I think there's a couple games that I've seen people play that I just couldn't finish it. Like Outlast 2, I couldn't do it. Like and the way they just did that made me like genuinely sick. I watched a lot of Outlast 1 until it like got towards like I'm like this is just so unrealistic, it's so weird, like which depraved mind came up with this, like so like the Outlast games I just no go, do not pass go, do not collect $100, and if you try to make me play that game I will probably kill you. That is how strong I feel about the Outlast games. I actually had an uncle once I think trying to get me to play Outlast. Um and I looked at him and I'm like, "Bro, are you serious? Like, do you know me? Like, no. Like, some psychopath, like, who lives in his basement came up with that idea. Like, no thanks. Like, because my uncle loves those sort of games, and then they're like, "Well, play Amnesia." So then I started looking into Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Okay, so okay, this is totally random, but like it's Amnesia related. So there's a game I own that's called Amnesia Memories, and then there's a game that I just refer to it as Amnesia because that's what we refer to it in the Otome running circuit. It's just Amnesia, but because I'm also a streamer and I don't like play Otome games super heavily, when I first announced I was playing Amnesia, everyone was like, "Katie Bug, are you okay? Like, what possessed you? Like, you're playing Amnesia?" And I was like, "Oh, they think I'm playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent." And I'm like, "I own that game, but I will not play that game."
I've heard so much about it, and I will never play it.
No, like there's certain things, and part of it is my belief system and what I believe, and the things that I know about what I believe that not everyone knows, because like, and it's not like they can't know. It's just like deeper things, like somebody who's learning how to walk wouldn't know how to like run. So it's kind of like that, like just like a different points of like levels, I guess. Like
Yeah.
I don't really know how to describe what I'm saying.
No, I got it. I got it. Yeah, I'm following.
Cool.
You're saying that like in the game Amnesia, your belief system just it's so unbelievable to you that this would ever happen that like there's no.
It's not that. It's I know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Know.
Sorry, I'm just triggered, but go ahead.
There's certain things in Amnesia that if I played it, like I could explain what was happening and why from my faith standpoint. It just makes me so uncomfortable knowing what's happening and why that Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Corny's back there.
I heard that reaction.
Yeah. Like I understand what's happening behind the scenes that's causing him to do what he's doing and causing the reactions and the things that are happening. But like if I did it from like a teaching standpoint, I could probably do it.
Yeah.
But like because like I know what's happening and I know like giving that knowledge to someone who's not ready, it could be more harmful than good. I'm just like, it's part of the reason I'm not currently playing Tears of the Kingdom, actually.
Yeah.
That and my
really?
video editor.
Okay, well, hold on. I actually don't know that. Wait, why does that not work?
No, it's not that it doesn't work. There's two reasons I'm not playing Tears of the Kingdom. One of the reasons is the spiritual aspect, because there's a lot of biblical references in Tears of the Kingdom, actually.
So you played Breath of the Wild on stream, though, right?
Oh yeah. Tears of the Kingdom is like a darker, like, so if you take Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild and you compare them, like Breath of the Wild, I would say would be like a good intro of like creation, right? Like the beginning of it all. And like coming together of all things. Tears of the Kingdom is like, hey, we're gonna show you all the dark stuff that you don't know about. And I mean, like, the reality of it is like when you look into the makers, they studied Christianity. And they probably found some of the darker stuff and they put it in the game, and they don't realize what they're doing by putting it in the game.
Yeah, because Japanese is generally Shinto, right?
Yeah.
Shinto Buddhist?
Yeah, usually. But they took a bunch of Christianity concepts that they're either not aware of or they just don't understand the what's behind that in Christianity, like, and put it in the game. And I'm like, we were talking about it as a family, actually, and I was just like, I do plan to play it once I get my first video that hasn't been edited and start over because it's been so long now.
Oh my god, that would have been so cute.
Courtney, bring it down, like, thanks.
Well, that is a surefire way that she never quiets down around you.
No, like, we've done that to each other actually before.
Okay.
Like, yeah, no, it's totally cool. Because we know, like, when we get really excited, we get really loud.
Oh man, if I told that to my brother, he would just sock me in the face.
It's one of the things I'm actually really self-conscious about, and around people, especially people like that I'm interested in romantically.
Yeah.
Because like it's been like poked at so much that like when I get really animated and really excited, I get louder, and it's not even an intentional thing. It's just because I'm really
you're just getting excited. There's no shame in that.
And everyone's like, Caitlin, you're too loud, shut up. And I was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. And so then I kind of like, I would eventually just stop talking because like I was like, oh, my bad.
Oh my gosh, man, Katie Bug, who do you interact with growing up? Who hurt you? Who is so mean to you?
My mom's husbands, actually.
Oh, plural, I hear.
Yeah, I didn't know her first husband. I wasn't born yet, but he was a dick.
Yeah. Oh, geez, really?
No, like literally. He was really like he was physically abusive, and he got away with it because he was a cop.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and she knows I talk about this sort of stuff, so like, because she talks about it openly.
As long as you're okay with it.
Yeah, like I should have given a content warning though.
Oh, well, please, my viewers are worse or used to worse.
So she actually lost her second kid because of it. So then she like went into a spiral of depression, and then she got pregnant with my sister and I. And she went home after all of that because like she finally divorced him. She got our grandma said, hey, you can move back in, and she walks through the door, and my grandpa looks at her and says, hey, you're having twins. She doesn't even know she's pregnant yet.
Oh, wow.
So she looks at him like he grew a third eye. And she's like, Dad, I'm not pregnant. I'm not having twins. Lo and behold, a few months later, she finds out she actually is pregnant. She's having twins.
Wow, called that, huh?
Yeah, but in a sense, she made a comment later that we really saved her because she would have probably like tried something drastic had she not been pregnant because of where she was at in her headspace, because she had just lost a child. Her other child, our brother, is autistic and special needs, so like he was like, because he has glaucoma, so like they were trying to figure out what was going on with his eyes and different things like that, and it like wasn't like, it's not common in a baby. Like usually it's in older people, and so the doctors were really surprised that he got it, but he was born with it. It was hereditary. So they had to do a bunch of DNA tests, found out that it's from his dad's side of the family. But so she had the special needs child who had to have surgeries and had a bunch of complications, and she like, you know, lost her daughter. And then so she was like in this really dark place, and she's like, if I hadn't gotten pregnant with you guys, I probably would have done something drastic. So you saved me in a way. And which is really sweet.
Well, I mean, it's sweet in a morbid kind of way, but it's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's sweet in a morbid kind of way. It kept her alive. Which, you know, I'm grateful that she's alive.
Yeah.
But so then she met not our dad. It gets really confusing. So we have our birth dad who we don't know. We have our dad who raised us, who stopped coming around when we were younger because they got a divorce, and then we have our adopted dad who we met later. Basically, like, hey, I can't technically adopt you because you're too old, but you are my daughters. I'm claiming you as mine. So yeah, I have like 3 dads. 1 I don't know, 2 I do know. But him and I would sometimes fight when I would go see him because
Yeah.
like when you only see someone like 2 weeks out of the year, that's 14 days.
Like, you gotta get everything out in like that window of time, all right?
Like he didn't understand. Like there was one time when I was like 15, 16, it was like the last time I went down. I was really getting into artwork. So I was in the room that I stayed in and I was just drawing because it's what I did. And he's like, "You like art?" Because he just came in because the door was open, which means he could come in. And I'm like, "Yeah, I like drawing. I like anime. I like this." He's like, "I had no idea." And I was like, "Yeah." Like,
he's like, "I had no idea a major part of your life was anime."
Like the reality of it is, like, you're not gonna know that. You only see me 2 weeks out of the year, and we talk on the phone maybe 3 times a year. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and my birthday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it used to bother me, and now I'm just like, it wasn't his fault, but it wasn't my fault either. And circumstances of life. And then she met during all that time, like, both of my parents were at fault. They cheated on each other. Like, they think I don't know, and I'm like, bro, I'm not stupid. Like, I was old enough to understand what was happening.
Yeah. It's same. My parents cheated on each other too. It's really obvious in the end.
Yeah, and it's really funny because my parents one would be like, they cheated on me, and the other was like they cheated on me. Neither one wanted to take responsibility for the cheating. I'm like, you both cheated, so just shut up and move on.
Exactly.
But then she met this really weird guy who would just make really like weird comment. Like, how graphic can I get on your stream?
Oh, go for it. No, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah, okay. Like, I just wasn't sure. I don't want to like upset anyone. The guy she introduced to us after our dad, we called him Big Bird because he was tall and had blonde hair.
Oh, that's very nice of you. But go ahead.
But no, like he liked the nickname. Like,
I got it. Okay. He is into it. You got consent, all right.
Yeah, like he was like, call me Big Bird. So we did. But there was one time, it was like I was maybe, how old is a second grader? Like 8?
Second grader, you're 7 going on 8.
7, 8 years old. Okay, I was in second grade. It was our first time in like my first snowfall in Minnesota. Really? Oh, who is that? Oh, I know that VTuber. Oh, sorry, somebody shared something in a different chat that I'm in, and it's just really cute VTuber. Anyways, it was like my first or second snowfall in Minnesota, and I was so excited by the snow because I had come up from Tennessee, and Alabama and like Missouri doesn't really get a lot of snow. And if it does snow, it doesn't snow much and doesn't stay long. So like, I had made a bunch of friends and we dropped our backpacks at the bus stop, and there was like a street, a park, like a block, maybe 2 blocks down the street. Yeah. And so we start running to the park, throwing snowballs at each other, just having a ball. And he comes out, and like, remember, I'm like 8, maybe. So I'm like this little bitty thing, and this dude's 6'2". So like, he's not a little bitty thing. I'm trying to paint a picture in your head.
No, I got a huge height difference. Giraffe versus Pika. Gotcha.
Yeah, basically. So why does Gary hate boots? This is really in-depth floor. That's pretty neat.
Well, no, because because they're making fun of me because I have so many wrinkles in my brain when I play this game, Katie Bug. I am a genius, and they just need to get on my level. But go ahead. Sorry. Wait, this is very inappropriate to bring up right when you're talking about something personal.
No, I just thought it was funny. So I'm sorry, I got distracted by it because I thought that was my bad. So he comes out, he picks up my backpack because my sister and I have the same backpack because we're twins. And so he picks it up because he knows what it is. And he comes over to me and he grabs me by my arm and like drags me back to the house. Like, literally. And like my little legs could barely keep up with him. Like, it wasn't fun. And then he takes me upstairs and he tells me that if I don't come home after school, I will be kidnapped, raped, and murdered.
Oh my God.
proceeds to spank me like really hard.
Jesus.
And then he hugs me as I'm bawling my eyes out because I don't know what I don't know what rape was at the time. But I knew what murder was and I knew what being kidnapped meant. So I chalked it up to being really bad.
Wait, hold on. This is absolutely off topic and probably inappropriate. Did you not get the talk before you were 8 years old?
No.
Oh my God. I knew. All right. My mom told me just like, hey, don't do this. I was like, okay. Sorry,
No,
go
like,
ahead. This is wildly
you're
inappropriate.
good.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're totally fine. Like they told me not to go with strangers. They told me not to like take candy from vans.
Yeah.
Things like that, but they didn't like hear that subject until I was a little bit older.
Yeah.
So like I'm bawling at this point because I'm like freaked out. Cause,
Rightfully, yeah.
He's yelling at me. He spanked me, and now like the psychological damage that technically happened there. Like I know what happened now because I'm older and I can look back because like I've like been to therapy and we like talked about what he was doing.
Yeah.
Whether he knew it or not. And so then he hugged me and pat my head and told me that everything would be okay. And I was just like, how is everything going to be okay if, like, you know, I'm going to be kidnapped and murdered in this other thing that I don't know?
Yeah.
That isn't good if it's with those two things.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's like the hallmark sign of potential abuse, right?
Yeah. So as I got older, he got weirder. So like, I honestly don't care at this point because I'm like 28. Like I hate bras. Like they're annoying.
Yeah.
But I really hated bras when I was going through puberty. So I wouldn't wear them. And I mean, like, I'm talking like 5th grade, yo. Like, I was 12. And he would comment.
Well, hold on, kind of comment.
He would look at me, he's like, I can tell you're not wearing a bra. Like, you need to go put one on right now.
Oh,
and
geez.
like, yeah, and he would like try to roughhouse with me as I got older. And there was, like, no kid, there was one time I almost poked out his eye. I didn't intentionally almost poke out his eye, by the way.
You did do it intentionally?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you did, and I was like, oh, hold on. All right.
No,
maybe it's time to put on the bra. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't. So he didn't listen when we would say stop or no.
He didn't know boundaries. Yeah.
He didn't know boundaries, and so he we were Quirky and I were really big into WWE growing up. Body slam somebody. So he would try to roughhouse with us in like the same manner, and there was one time he was roughhousing with me and I wanted to be done and he wouldn't get off of me. Like he was like literally like laying on top of me, like with his arms around my neck, doing like a chokehold. And so like I was pushing on his face because I was just trying to like push up on his chin to get him away, because usually people were released if you like push on their chin, because like you can like suffocate them if you push too much on their throat, because like their head can only go so far back and they, you know, can only breathe so much.
Yeah.
But in the process, like I didn't realize my finger was in his eye. He didn't lose his eye, by the way. I should say that his eye is still in contact and it's still in his socket. Like to get him, like he's like, stop, you're poking my eye out.
Yeah, and he needs to know boundaries, because that's such a shitty thing for guys to do. It's like tickling, especially. It's like when they say no, like you gotta respect it.
Okay, so like I'm gonna go on a tangent about tickling here in a second.
Go ahead.
But I like, so I was poking his eye out, and he's like, "Stop! You're poking my eye out." I'm like, "I will stop. I will remove my hand from your face when you get off of."
Yeah.
And I'm like, but if you don't, I'm going to keep pushing my finger.
Yeah.
And
he did stop. I mean, he kept his eye.
Yeah, he stopped because I was dead serious. There was one time I had a baby tooth that he kicked out. After that, he wasn't allowed to roughhouse with me. Because and it didn't hurt. It was a baby tooth that had almost fallen out anyways. Like it was so loose, like it didn't matter. Yeah. But he had a steel-toed boot on, and he accidentally kicked me in the mouth.
Well, it's good that you guys weren't allowed to do that, because clearly he's not trusted with like knowing when to stop.
Yeah. So like I didn't feel anything, and my mom comes around the corner and coming out of my mouth, and she's like, "Oh my God, Caitlin, are you?" And I kind of just look up at her. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why?" And she's like, "You are bleeding so much right now." And then like everyone starts freaking out, because there's like mouths just bleed a lot. It's what they do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They like made me go wash my mouth out with salt water. It hurt so much.
Oh no.
But so it didn't get infected. They called the dentist. The dentist like, it's a baby tooth. There's not gonna be like your root in her mouth, so like you don't have to bring her in. Just watch it. Make sure that it's not infected. Make sure she brushes her teeth. Yeah. All that good stuff. He eventually left, and at the time, like I was sad. But like hindsight, as I got older, I was like, dude was whack. Like, and then my mom's second to last husband, the first time. Courtney, you might want to mute your mic, real quick. Okay. Cool. I just didn't want necessarily this to be in Meg's channel because this is kind of graphic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
yeah, you're welcome to say it here, but yeah, I guess Corky would probably maybe want to warn her chat that's coming.
Yeah. So, she's on mute, so I'm not too worried about it. The first time we met, we called him Huck. That wasn't his real name, but that's what we called him. Mm-hmm. That's what he went by. The first time we met him, we were camping, and I want to preference. I am not in the best of shape, and nor was I in the best of shape as a child. I was definitely more active as a kid. But we went hiking, and there was like these really steep steps. We were maybe 13 at the time, so we weren't super old. Mm-hmm. And so like I was like this chubby 13-year-old, like not super chubby, but chubby enough that the doctor's like I needed to lose a little bit of weight. And but like it didn't bother me. I was like, whatever. The doctor doesn't know what she's talking about. So we went hiking, and him and my mom got into a huge fight. Because he called my sister and I fat lazy cunts.
Oh God.
Yeah. And we were like 12, 13. And so I looked at my mom later. I'm like, you know what? Like the guys you keep your company, that's on you. I'm not gonna be nice anymore.
Yeah, that's like, uncalled for, right? It's just you're just a kid.
It was pre me knowing Jesus too, by the way. Like he was in my sphere of like I knew of who God was because my grandma was saved, but like I was like, I don't want anything to do with this Jesus man at that age because of my experience with men. And so I was just like, nope, no thank you. So then like as I got older, like he would say other things, and like him and my mom would fight about things, and like to a degree, like some of the things he was saying was right. Like I did need to learn responsibility. I did need to learn certain things. The way he went about it was very harsh.
Yeah, and but if he's an asshole, like
yeah. Looking back on it, like the approach he did wasn't okay because he was abused as a kid and he didn't get help for that.
So I don't know. Like I hear, like I understand that. I understand why that. Yeah, I understand why that perpetuates. I don't know if I really like it. I don't know. It's like to one of those things where it's like I get it, but it's not really a crutch to lean on, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like because I had this conversation with someone once because I was like, if I stayed the same way I was a kid, and I was mean as a kid, I'm like, no one would like me, and the excuse of well I was abused wouldn't fly. Like I get to choose at a certain point how I act and how I choose to carry myself. I can like explain like there are still things that I'm learning to overcome and work through, but I'm not using it as a crutch. I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't realize that was really a bad thing to do because no one had taught me that it was a bad thing. So then I take what I learned and apply it to my life and change that behavior that's bad.
Yeah.
Or like be frowned upon. You know what I mean? Because I'm like the reality of it is like I dictate my actions. Like just because I was abused doesn't mean I abuse others or I let that like harden me or whatever. So yeah, no, it was wild. And then when I was like 19, they got divorced. They were married for like 8 years. And like he did do some good things. He did teach me how to like persevere and like teach me that I can do things, that I was smart. Even though he also thought I was lazy and that I was ungrateful and that I was a spoiled brat.
I don't. Yeah, it's not okay, but keep going.
No, it's not. I laugh about it now because I can. Back then I would cry about it. But he did teach me that that I was smart and that I could do things if I put my mind to it. But then they got divorced, and then we moved in with my grandmother, and then my mom's new boyfriend moved in with us. Let me just say, like, having a freshly graduated high school student who is 18 staying in a room with her mom and her friend probably wasn't the best idea. Like, bro, that was just weird, and he had weird boundary lines too, and I was just like, you know what? And like, I guess I just have like, I'm not like, okay, how do I say this? Because like, I don't like the saying all men.
Say it. All men.
No, I don't like the saying all men because not all men. And so like, I've had that conversation with some people because like, you know, like I've had really shitty experiences most of my life with men. And like I've been sexually assaulted a couple times. And so like when I have conversations with women about like not all men, they're like, but that's not your experience. I'm like, not all men in my life have been bad. My grandfather, who, you know, actually did try to improve because he realized, like, I would get into arguments about this with my family. Like, my grandfather tried to change. Was he good at it? No. But he tried to do better. And he still tries to do better, actually. But he never really necessarily did anything bad to me. He would occasionally make inappropriate comments. Because,
but
like,
the current husband, you generally get a lot along better with than other previous experiences.
They're getting divorced now. But and I didn't like him either. Because he treated my mom like a trophy wife, and I wasn't here for that. And,
was he wanting her to be like just a stay-at-home mom and cooks and cleans, or worse?
She was basically the breadwinner, so he was just mooching off.
Is that a trophy wife anymore, or is that like a slave wife?
Both. I'm not gonna toot my mom's horn, but like, Gary, like, I do not bring, like, with my actual mom in Texas, I would not bring men, like I shouldn't say men at the time, but I would not bring young men home that I liked in high school because almost all of them would end up liking my mom.
Okay. Is she young?
Like, no, she's 50 now. But she looks like she's 40.
I mean, she must have had you when she was like 18 or something, right?
She had me when she was 21. 22.
Okay, close.
Yeah, she had my older brother, when she was 19.
I kind of feel you. My mom was 20 when she had me. So I got the comments too in high school, except I was in a high school like locker room.
Yeah, so like, like I like, and I'm not like, oh, this is gonna sound really bad. Like, compared to my mom, I don't think I'm all that much to look at.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Katie Bug. I've seen pictures. Don't try to humble yourself in my chats in the room, all right?
I think I'm pretty plain overall. And that's not me trying to downplay it, but like, I grew up in a paradigm where like I would bring the guys home that I liked, and they would like my mom and try to flirt with my mom and try to get with my mom. And my mom, trying to be good natured, would kind of funnily flirt back. And I remember when I was 18, I looked at her because she was flirting with one of my friends. And I wasn't interested in him, but at this point, I'm like once he left, I'm like, you know that's inappropriate, right? She's like, what? I'm like, you entertaining that? I'm like, that is so grossly inappropriate. I'm like, not only that, I'm like, bro, mom, like, they're like 18. I'm like, you might think you're kidding, and that's great, but like, that could get you in some serious trouble. I'm like, no, don't jokingly flirt with young men. Like, it's gross. And she's like, but like, we're just joking around, and they were flirting with me in a kidding manner. I'm like, mom, they were actually flirting with you. Like, boys that age don't know how to flirt well. Like,
well, yeah.
Depending on the guy. I knew some guys who really, but not with me. No, like, so like I have like this warped image, like, and it's like kind of weird, but like I don't genuinely, like, I told my mom once when I was like 19, 20, I'm like, if I ever have a boyfriend, mom, I'm like, I'm never bringing him home to meet you. And she got like so upset. I'm like, and I looked at her, I'm like, no, like, I'm dead serious. Like, at that age I was. Now I wouldn't care so much.
Okay, Katie Bug, like, I'm gonna, okay, listen, all right?
What?
I say this is not to contradict everything you just said about that, but let me tell you, when I wanted to impress a girl's parents, I always flirted with the mom. Okay, let me tell you, okay? It wasn't like I was actually trying to hook up with her, but I find that when you meet somebody's mom, they always want to be flirted with lightly. Like, oh, you're looking good today, Mrs. Katie Bug.
Okay, that wouldn't be weird to me, though.
Well, what kind of flirting are we talking about? Like, come to bed with me, Sonny. Like, what kind of...
No, like, that's what they were doing to my mom. And she would...
What, like, I want to smack that ass? Like, what kind of flirting are we talking about here?
Yeah, like, I had one of my friends try to go up and hump my mom from behind. Like, kind of flirting. Like, try to, like, grind on her. Like, flirting. Like, get up in the club kind of flirting. Like handsy kind of flirting.
Oh. Interesting. Like, get all up in there kind of flirting, huh? By the way, I thought you said honk, like honk her boobs. I was like, whoa, okay, maybe that's a little much.
No, like grinding.
Gotcha. Okay, maybe that's all right. Is your mom short?
Yeah, she's 4'11".
Oh, wow. So is my mom. That's weird.
That is so funny. If I'm not going to read into how you determine. Because my family was very interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
How did you, Katie Bug? How did you, out of that household and everything that's happened and the entire high school boys grade grinding on your mom at prom or something? How after all of that do you come out like this really religious, sanctimonious person?
Because I met Jesus. Okay, so like I'll actually tell the story. But because I guess it makes more sense. When I was like 14, 15, my mom's husband, me, Corky, and my mom all get into like this huge, like big blowout fight. Like it was really bad. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I was already kind of sick of life. Like I was an emo kid. Like I wore hoodies and covered like my face. Like I looked down. I was really insecure, which part of the reason I dressed the way I dressed. Yeah. I didn't really have any friends. And I kept to myself a lot. Although like my teachers would tell me that I needed to talk more. Like my teachers were a godsend. I'm not even kidding. Like I seriously think God orchestrated my teachers, because without them, I wouldn't be where I am today, because they saw me and they're like, hey, she's like a diamond in the rough. And they were all so like, I had teachers who threw me a birthday party because I didn't get a birthday party one year. Like these teachers were fantastic, and like they would see me later in life, and like I should show you a baby picture, like a picture of me when I was like 6 to now. Like the only thing is that I'm older and my face isn't so small. But like I look basically the same.
Oh, and, interesting.
So like my teachers who saw me in like elementary school and middle school would like sometimes see me when I got a job later in life, and they're like, Katie, how are you doing? What are you up to in life and all this stuff? And they, like we would have full-on conversations. It was really sweet. And they're like, you were one of my favorite students. You always tried so hard, even though you were so quiet. I had a teacher ask me once, this isn't part of the story, obviously, but I stayed after class because we were talking about China and how like they want sons, so they'd throw their daughters out. I don't even remember what I asked him. I just knew that's the context of the conversation. And he
the one like, child, whatever it was.
Yeah, he's like, you have such brilliant ideas. Why don't you talk in class? So like I said, I'm shy. He's like, you should try. And I'm like, nah. But so I was 14, 15, and I had kind of known of God most of my life, because like I said, my grandma believed in God. She was very Catholic, and then she's I guess you would say she switched to like Pentecostal. So she came out of Catholicism into like Pentecostalness, if you know what that is. If not, yeah. But
you lose me after like anything more deviated than like Presbyterian, but go on.
I don't know Presbyterian. Like somebody was trying to talk to me about Presbyterian the other day, and I was like, what's that? Which is funny because I've been to Bible college before.
Yeah.
Do you know the book of Acts at all?
Do I know the what?
The book of Acts in the Bible?
The book? No, actually, I know very little about religion outside of vague Mormonism, because I grew up Mormon. But like, I don't know much about religious stuff.
I don't mean it's an offense, but Mormons are weird.
Okay, Miss not Presbyterian. All right, tell me how Mormons are weird and not like Catholics. All right,
they have a completely different belief set. Like Catholics, Mormons, and Pentecostals all have vastly different belief sets.
Oh, I know absolutely nothing between them. I know Mormons believe in like layers of heaven, like layers of cake, where like if you're the goodest Mormon and you donate the most money, you get in the highest heaven.
Yeah, like that's not biblical, like at all. And like they believe only so many people can get into heaven. Not biblical at all.
No, it's I totally agree with you. I mean, shoot, how recent was it that black people could go into heaven according to Mormonism?
What?
Like it's oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's wild. I just turned on my webcam and I really didn't want to do that.
Oops. Okay, so this is like an unpop. You know what? That's not a conversation I'm having on stream. Like, not right now. That's not basically Pentecostals are like I wouldn't say like I'm necessarily Pentecostal anymore, but this is gonna sound so weird, but I'll explain why I'm saying what I'm saying here in a second, because like if you run the church circuit, this would make sense in my belief set like what I believe. So when people ask me what I believe, I'm like, I'm Pentecostal leaning, Messianic Jew learning, non-denominational, which basically means that I believe in the works of the Holy Spirit. So speaking in another language, laying hands of people coming back from the dead, you know, healing the sick, right? Like all of that. Messianic Jewish means I believe in the Hebrew roots in the Bible, that like all of the Bible, both the Old and New Testament, are inspired by God. But there's certain things like the sacrificial laws and one other law set like that we don't follow in the Old Testament anymore, because those were there for a specific reason, for a specific time, and Jesus fulfilled the sacrificial law. And the non-denominational, because I believe like the whole Bible is like the word of God, so I believe in all of it.
See, Mormons are like, listen, just save your money because one day the world's gonna end, and see a sucker. Like that's kind of just Mormonism as a nutshell.
You want to hear a funny story about Mormons once? That I scared some Mormons once. It was actually funny.
Listen, Mormons, like, I have heard it all. I've seen South Park episodes. Just whatever you're about to throw it. All right.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad actually. Because like when they go out and they do their ship stuff in neighborhoods, they go out 2 by 2. And so one of them came to my door, and they asked me if I knew Jesus, and this was like maybe a year after I was saved, so I was like 16, 17. They're like, hey, do you want to talk about the book of Revelation? And I was like, yeah, actually, because I was just doing a study about that at my church. And so this one guy was really interested in what I was saying, and this other guy, like, they didn't teach what I was teaching, but I was pulling out Bible verses, and this other guy was opening his Bible to read it. And so this guy who wasn't like, you know, was like, no, this is all fake, made his friend leave with him. And because like what they liked, this is actually really sad, is like they don't teach all of scripture. Like they don't read through the whole Bible when you're Mormon. They only read like certain sections, at least like from like the Mormons around where I'm from.
Oh yeah, they're very selective about what they read.
So part of the reason they have them go out 2 by 2 is because usually one person will get interested in like if they meet someone like me or someone who knows the Bible more, and they start hearing like all of it, they get interested in all of it.
You were about to say the truth. Own it.
Yeah, I was.
They start hearing the word of Jesus.
They start hearing the truth, like the truth of God, and they get interested in the truth because there's something in their spirit that like it's drawn, and the other person is there to keep them in check, and that's like why they go out 2 by 2. So like I'm gonna say it, and if I offend you, I'm sorry. Mormonism is a cult. Like there's like not getting too deep into it, but like there's like layers to Mormonism, and it gets really deep.
Oh really dark. Listen, all right, I've heard it all. Okay, I know about the circles in the Salt Lake City, and I know it.
Okay, well, I just like not all Mormons know that stuff, or like past Mormons. Like I know people who came out of Mormonism who had no idea about any of that.
Here's the deal. I'm not a Mormon, but I'm going to defend them here for a second. Okay, listen, they believe in some weird stuff. Okay, there's some wild stuff that Mormons believe. Okay, and they were racist until like probably 20 years ago, maybe even still. But listen, all right, I have had nothing but fantastic experiences with people who are Mormon, incidentally, right? I think that they are funny, they raise good families, they're a little bit cultish, but you know what? We all have a little bit of cult in us, you know?
Oh, okay, look, we're talking probably, okay, so like,
and I also want like 9 kids, but like I don't know if that's the Mormonism or if I'm just weird, but...
You want 9 kids?
I want as many kids. You know how every woman gives like a range of like, I want 1 to 3 kids. I just want the higher bound of that, the upper bound.
I mean, that's totally fine. Are you thinking about all natural or adoption too? Because that's a lot of babies to push out, Gary.
All natural, ideally, but I guess I'd be okay with adoption.
I was just curious because I'm just like, that's a lot of babies.
Listen, hey, gotta put in the sweat, all right? Long-term payoff.
I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking because Courtney's currently unmuted and it's definitely not appropriate. Anyways, we're talking like ley line level more usually, or what like on the day-to-day, like who we're interacting with in my experience of people who are Mormons who aren't like super high up into the circles or into the cult, who don't really know. And so like they're generally pleasant. I've met a couple people who I haven't liked, but I've met a couple people in my church who I haven't liked. So, you know, like, like, and the reality of it is just like, it is what it is. Most of them are nice. Most of them are cool. Most of them are pretty chill. I haven't really had an issue with Mormons in reality. Yeah. I just think they have some really wacky ideas. And if they're going to teach the Bible and say they're Christian, they better teach the whole Bible because home slice, I'm telling you right now, you are not preaching the Bible. You're preaching an idealistic version of the Bible that you want to preach to control people. And I
do remember that though. We had missionaries come over all the time. I do remember them like highlighting certain chapters, like read this one and this one and this one. And they would go through the Bible with like a highlighter. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, like I go through my Bible with a highlighter, but that's because I'm highlighting verses that
they were just like only read these.
Yeah, like that's the issue, and that's like part of the reason. Like, I actually know somebody in a town who's a pastor, and the higher ups of the Mormons came to their house and said they had to start talking to the Mormons, like the young Mormons, because they were leaving Mormonism.
Yeah.
And so we had this conversation about it actually, because a lot of them go on like, I think it's Mormons that go on a pilgrimage, right? Where they have to like leave their homes for 2 years.
It's called a mission. It's not a pilgrimage. You're not going to a specific site. It's a mission where you're going to a specific place. And by learning the Bible, you are also teaching it. It's like teaching through experience.
Yeah. So like they like go on this mission. They're away from home for 1 to 2 years in an unknown place with people they don't know. And they're being taught. I'm saying this in quotes. You can't see me. I'm air quoting. They're being taught the Bible. In reality, they're not really being taught the Bible. They're being taught certain sections of the Bible. And so like this pastor is like, I left my door always open for them because they were in an unfamiliar place with unfamiliar people being told to do this stuff, learning the Bible, but not learning in its entirety. And he's like, I didn't stop when the higher ups came over. He's like, I didn't really care. He's just like, I didn't like go out and keep evangelizing to them like he was doing. Yeah. But like they knew that like he was still witnessing to the young Mormons who would come on their mission.
Listen, okay, I have largely, my journey religiously is like, yeah, I grew up being taught about Mormonism. I never went on a mission or anything, but I like the idea of a mission, you know? I like the idea that you are a young person, you're gonna go out there in the middle of nowhere, mommy and daddy aren't there to save you, you gotta make your own way, right? The church will help you, but if you ever read of what goes on in a mission, it's you and a buddy, and you guys it's you versus the world, and you gotta proselytize as your job. Like, that's the way I see it. And you know what? I think that's kind of good for people to like not live in their hometown their whole life and to actually go out there and experience. Of course, they all end up moving to Salt Lake City, but like, you know what I mean?
Like, I go on mission trips. Like, one of the things that I'm going to be doing this summer actually is going to a different place in the United States to go on a mission trip where I'm serving somewhere. It's like, the goal is to like share my story and share Jesus, but the reality of it is we are all voices inside of Gary's head, but I'm the best voice inside of Gary's head. I'm like the most pleasant voice inside of Gary's head.
Oh, and I'm sorry. This is Katie Bug, one of my best VTuber friends ever. She's amazing. So, Gar, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. So like I believe in like going on trips to share your faith. But like that's under the assumption that you have a basis of understanding of what you're sharing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
listen,
that's my thought.
After I left Mormonism, I just think I'm an atheist nowadays. And I know that's kind of unpopular to say now when it's like everybody should be saying agnostic. Whatever. Listen, all right? It's one of those things where it's just, I don't know. It's helped me more in my life to look at things from like a science and analytical perspective than a spiritual one.
I know this is random, but I love science. Like, I love Jesus and I love science. So.
Oh, I'm not calling you out or anything.
Okay. No, you're good. Like, I've met some people who are like, who will argue with me that
I'm so fucking good at this game. I'm sorry, go ahead. It was off topic.
No, that was really cute. No, like I've met people who assume because I'm a Christian and I believe in Jesus that I don't believe in science. And I'm just like, there's science all over the Bible. Science just means knowledge. And like the reality of it is there's like what?
Oh, nothing. Just go ahead. Go ahead. I'm terrible at this game. I'm horrible at this game, Katie Bug.
Oh, you're totally fine.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I just, I'm just like, science isn't bad and science is there to help, and we learn by studying different things and knowing different things. So I think all science is good. No, I don't. Like, I think scientists sometimes take things too far, but that can be said about any group of like people studying things that can sometimes take things too far. Like sometimes in our humanness, in my opinion, we just take things too far because we don't, like, in our ambitions, we don't know when to stop. Like I've been there.
Well,
like,
for me, sorry, I keep interrupting you. For me, it's when I say that, what I mean is, let's say we have a goal, which is we want to help poor people, right? Yeah. It gets very frustrating that sometimes it's like, how do you help poor people? Well, you tithe to the church, and that's how you're going to help poor people. You paid your dues, right? Yeah. And I think a lot of people use that as a crutch to like not do something more beneficial, you know?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that actually. Like my church, I'm not plugging my church, by the way. Like this is like a different experience to me than I've had at my past churches. My church actually talks about this. They're like, yeah, it's great to give, like, tithe your 10%, like the Bible talks about. But they're like, if you really want to help, you're going to go out and do more. You're going to go serve the homeless. You're going to like see like if they need food and donate food for them. You're going to like go out and do something about it. You're not just going to give your money to someone and hope someone else does something. They're like, that's unrealistic. It's like you're sitting on your hands and feet waiting for someone else to do something about a problem that you want to fix, but you're not willing to do anything about. Yeah, so they're like, it's great to like, tithe your 10% because that's biblical. And if you want to give more money and like, how you should be going out there and serving people. So yeah. Like, no, my grandma and I would talk about that a lot actually, because we would, when we lived back in Minnesota, there was a couple times we went out and just served the homeless.
Katie Bug, hold on. We just completely crashed the stream from lag. Could you rewind the Oh, we're going in and out pretty bad here. We've had packet losses throughout a lot of this stream for the last like 30 minutes, but that was a complete drop. Do you mind rewinding the conversation about like a minute?
What was I saying a minute ago? About tithing?
Yeah, so start the tithing conversation again. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. So to answer your question, the tithing isn't so okay. Can I give a Bible teaching on your channel real quick so this makes sense?
Sure.
It's not like really like Bible teaching. It's like explaining.
Okay. As long as it doesn't go full Bible study, you're fine. Just do like this Cliff Notes version.
Yeah. So in the original, like in the Old Testament, when Hebrews were in Israel, they had temples set up, and there was a group of people called the Levites. They were priests. Their job was to like take care of just the temple. So people would give 10%, and that 10% would fund the priest. So that was basically the payment to the priest, to help them run the temple, to make sure they had food, to take care of their families. So like when I say tithe, you're giving 10% to the church to help the church run now. To make sure like the pastor has food, their family has food, they have a place to live, things like that. So yeah, that's tithing. It's basically I'm like supporting my pastor. So that's the context of how it came to where it is now. And
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, I love history. Okay, I like the gross parts, the weird parts, I just like reading historical documents and how things came to be, kind of deal. It's interesting to me. And so when I hear about like donate to your church to help the priest, I understand it's changed over time. I get that. But to me, it's one of those things where it's like, having studied a lot of 14th through 17th century Europe and seeing kind of the abuses of the Catholic Church that led to the Protestant Reformation, that led to the Counter-Reformation and Reformed branches, and how that Protestantism spread to America. Coming from that perspective, it becomes more difficult over time to associate with religion, just because I see the practices of man in spirituality and
Oh,
abusing that
yeah.
for like some broader gain, like greed or whatever.
Oh yeah, you can do what Dragon does too. Send it to charities or movements. Like,
Yeah, based. Also, hi, Dragonkin.
hi Dragon. No, like I totally get where you're coming from. I actually unpopular. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Say
okay.
it. Say
Oh,
the
no,
most unpopular thing in the
no,
world, Katie Bug. I believe in
no,
you.
sorry, Courtney. Courtney said something totally random, and it kind of threw me off for a second.
Mhm.
So like I have this opinion that I am not a denominational personally, like because you have like the Catholics, you have the Baptists, you have the Assemblies of God, you have the
So you're non-denominational Christian.
Yeah, I would say that, but even non-denominational now is a type of denomination. It's
it?
freaking wild. Oh yeah, it's wild.
Isn't it by definition not denominational?
Yeah, but non-denominational churches usually, depending on the church, have their own set of belief systems and things like that. So like it's a non-denominational church, but it has their own like little. It's weird. Like my church, I would say is probably one of like the least non-denominational churches that I've been to ever. And they have like a bunch of different things that other churches have done and that work actually that aren't unbiblical. And I actually kind of dig it. It was a little weird at first because I wasn't used to it, but now I kind of like, oh yeah, I kind of enjoy this. But I dislike denominations because like I don't want to go into Bible study. So I'm just gonna leave it as I don't like denominations for very specific reasons. And some of them I don't mind. Some of them I'm like, you get your ass in shape and figure your shit out because like bruh, home slice, like
I thought by non-denominational Christian, I thought that meant you would not go to church, but you're still broadly spiritual just because.
Oh no.
What kind of
there's non-denominational churches, and that just means generally a non-denominational church just believes the whole Bible is an inspired word of God. So like I talked about, like speaking in tongues, laying of hands and healings, acts of the Spirit, that Jesus is gonna come back one day, things like that. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought non-denominational meant you were just broadly Christian and nothing else. Or no, you didn't go to church. Because church I imply with some sort of organized religious experience between a party, right?
Yeah. No, like my church that I go to now is non-denominational.
Interesting. Didn't
Yeah,
know that. See, I'm learning every day.
But back to my story, because this is totally a rabbit trail. I am so sorry. How I became Jesus loving 2D husband simping human.
There you go.
When like the big fight happened, I went into my bedroom, and because my grandma like took me to church off and on when I was a kid, I had kind of grew up hearing the Bible. But because of like my past experiences with men, a lot of people who have father issues have a hard time relating to God because they project their dads onto God, which I mean makes sense because he's referred to as a father in the Bible over and over and over again. So I went into my bedroom and I'm like, life sucks, and I was kind of done with it. And so I had like one or two choices. I could like, you know, keep like going, or I could like, I looked up at my wall, and it was actually kind of cool because there was a crack on my wall, and I looked up at it and there was a light shining on it, and I was like, okay, Jesus. I'm like,
all right, Jesus, let's have a combo.
Yeah. Like I had attitude. I'm like, if you are who you say you are, prove it. And I wasn't gonna like entirely make him do all the legwork because I wanted to have like I knew if I wanted him to prove himself to a degree, I would have to go where people talked of him, who knew him.
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is like I had no idea, like zero idea. Like the Bible is big, so like 15-year-old Katie Bug was not gonna just open the Bible and start reading because she had heard that's always a bad idea. Because if you don't know what you're reading, it's gonna be very confusing sometimes. Sometimes it's just really cool. So I called my grandma, who I knew went to church, and I was like, hey, can I start coming to church with you? She, of course, said yes, and the youth group at the church she went to had just gotten a new youth pastor because the youth pastor that was there took a position in a different church to be a head pastor, and which was actually a good thing for the youth group, because this youth pastor was bombing.
Oh, bombing, huh?
Yeah, he was really. He's actually. We still actually talk occasionally. Me and him and his wife, because he me when I was younger. Let me be real here. Like when I was like 17, like so, like I grew up like roughhousing, right? So I grew up hitting, punching, kicking. So like my knee jerk reaction, people who said things that I didn't like, was to smack.
Yeah.
And so there was one time he said something to me, and I turned around and I whack him with a backhand, with my backhand in his stomach.
Hmm.
And he kind of doubled over, and I realized in that moment that like that wasn't appropriate to do to someone you didn't know.
Yeah.
Because like you thought what they said wasn't okay.
Yeah.
He was really gracious, actually. He looked at me after he composed like his pain, because like that hurts.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, and I obviously like instantly apologize. I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, I will never do that again. Like, that's just what we do in my household. Like, I'm not gonna hit you again. I won't hit other people in the group. Like, please, like, I'm so sorry.
At least you caught it.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, look, he's like, I forgive you. But you shouldn't hit people as a knee-jerk reaction because something they said you didn't like. They're like, he's like, that's gonna get you into some serious trouble later in life, and somebody might hit you back. So like it was more of a like he was like teaching me. And like I was like, oh, I'm like okay, like I'm like I won't hit, and I honestly didn't hit. I did bite someone later in life because they wouldn't let go of something that I owned. They were trying to take it from me, so I bit them.
Oh, jeez. Now, see, when I maybe that's just the difference, is that when I had that moment of like, what do I believe? What do I like? What do I think how the universe works? Right? I operated under the assumption of I know absolutely nothing except I exist and I have a conscious experience in the world, and I'm just gonna build out from there. What I confirm is true is the way the world works, right? I didn't have like a conversation with Jesus. I had like okay, what makes me happy? What would make other people happy? Am I willing to sacrifice some of my happiness for other people? Like, what is the greater good? Like, these are the kind of conversations I had. And you'll notice it's not really anything spiritual. It's more like, what's the best way to live in this world? And maybe that is compatible with religion. It's just I've never like found a gap, you know. I'm never like, well, in order to solve this problem, I need to, you know, confer with the Bible. Like I've never had that experience before.
No, like that makes sense. And to me at that young age, because like my mom had been married 3 times at that point.
Yeah.
I was used to emotional and mental abuse. I was like, there's got to be something better out there to life than this. And because I had heard of Jesus throughout my and I knew some people who really loved Jesus, and I saw a change in them after they met him, I was just like, I'm gonna give him a chance. And so I did. And it hasn't been sunshine and roses. Like bruh, like there was one time after literally like I like, and I didn't talk about it at the time, but like I've really like hurt people since I've been saved. And the reality of it is like I'm a weak and broken human serving a big God who loves me, and I'm gonna mess up. Because like I'm not gonna reach perfection until like he either comes back and takes me, you know, like renews the earth, or like I die and go to heaven. Like the reality of it is like I'm never gonna I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna hurt people and be hurt by people. Like that's just, you know,
that's what your life experience was. I mean, at least until that point.
Like, and it still is. Like I've hurt people, and I've been hurt because, like, you know, like there's misunderstandings. Like I've said things in the heat of the moment. That like I was like, oh man, like in a fit of anger, I said things, and I'm like, oh gosh, I shouldn't have said that. Like, because like, you know, like when I'm super emotional, sometimes I don't stop and think. I just blurt out what comes to my head first, and thankfully that's gotten better, but I still have to be careful of that, because like I'm just like, okay, Katie needs to go take a minute and take a couple deep breaths because she's getting really worked up and she doesn't want to say anything she'll regret. But I mean, like I've almost lost some friendships since I've known Jesus because of like, and this is like in the church, I've almost like destroyed friendships entirely because of me not getting help for the issues that I had when I was young.
Yeah.
And like I like to have this analogy like a wound that's still bleeding will bleed on everything else around it eventually if it's not taken care of.
I thought you said womb, and I was like, whoa.
No, wound. WOUND, wound. It'll bleed on everything else around it, including the I love, and it did, and it almost destroyed some friendships of some people I loved dearly. Thankfully, they were older and wiser than me, so they kind of understood what was happening. But we had a conversation about it later, and I was like, what I did wasn't okay. I'm like, that was completely wrong, and like, I'm sorry. Like, my sorry isn't gonna change what happened. Yet I want you to know that I'm seeking help now. Like, I'm talking. I was in therapy at the time. I did therapy. And I'm like, I'm working on getting better. And like, we're friends to this day. We're still friends.
That's good.
But like, I also had to swallow my pride because I was really prideful and I didn't want to apologize.
I think we're all guilty of a little pride, you know? It's one of the 7 sins.
I don't believe in that bullshit.
You don't believe in the 7 sins?
No.
Listen, miss, don't everything in the Bible is true, all right?
Oh, wait. Pride is a sin, but it's not one of the 7 deadly sins. All sins are deadly. Like, I don't know where the Catholic Church decided that one sin is more deadly than the other. Like, tell me where in scripture where it elevates one sin over the other when Jesus says all sins lead to death.
Wait, is pride not one of the 7 sins?
Pride is a sin. Like, overeating is a sin, but no sin is like an unforgivable sin.
I think they have 7 sins because it is broadly like the 7 like main. Well, because that's the theory of Catholicism and like the layers of hell, right? Where it's like as you go through every layer of hell, there is a new sin that you go into a certain part of it, right?
That's not biblical. I don't know where the Catholics get that. No, I have no idea where the Catholics got that.
Oh, isn't that from like Dante's Inferno?
Yeah, but that's not biblical.
Oh,
like,
okay.
No, I'm not laughing at you. By the way, the idea is so preposterous to me because I'm just like, where did he get that idea from the Bible, and where did they get that idea from the Bible? Like, I would love, like, I sometimes hear really wacky things from the Bible, and I'm just like, wait, where did they get this? Like, I don't know. I would not call pride the OG sin. That is not my dragon. Message me. I'm not turning Gary stream into a Bible study, but message me. I'll tell you what I think the OG sin is.
Well, I tell you what, Katie Bug, we're gonna watch a movie together. I'm sure I think we're gonna watch, I don't know, Nina or whatever that movie was. That'd be fun. Wait, have you ever seen Paprika?
Let me Google it. I am so sorry for just like coming on and kind of like.
No, you're fine. You're fine. This is a conversation we'll have off stream anyway, so you might as well have it now. Have you ever seen Paprika?
I'm looking it up now. Movie. I have not.
Oh, it's the it's okay. Have you seen Inception?
The Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
Yes.
Yes, I love that movie.
Okay, Paprika is the original version of it. Inception is like a pseudo adaptation of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's kind of what that is. Anyway, but I've seen it and you haven't, so it's not very fair. So I feel like we should watch something we haven't seen. So let's watch Nora.
Yeah, I mean, we could always watch it next time we watch a movie together.
True, it doesn't have to be a one-time thing. Absolutely.
True.
So, wow, chat's very divided on Paprika. As I said, I like weird things, love it or hate it. But yeah, it's Saturday. Let's plan on it. Let's watch a fucking movie. Freaking movie. Sorry.
No, you're like I said, I don't care.
All right. Anyway, we'll talk more about it. We'll make more plans. I'm going to end stream here. Katie Bug, whenever I am in the collaboration channel like I am, feel free to join. And that goes for anyone else who has current invites to the collaboration channel.
Yeah, the original point of me joining was to just ask you if you wanted to watch a movie together. Like, but I really
kind of turned into an adventure there, huh?
I really enjoy conversating with you. It's always fun. So,
well, thank you. I'm gonna head out and say goodbye to chat. I am sorry, by the way, if you look back on the stream, you'll notice constant lag. I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on with my internet today. Anyway, see you later, Katie Bug.
See you later, Gary. Bye.
Bye. Well, that was just fun. Anyway, everybody, have a good night. Have a good evening. I'm gonna give you, hold on, come here, chat. Come here. I'm gonna give you, hold on. Let me get all set up here. Let me give you a goodbye kiss. I love you so much. I turned pink. Oh. Mwah.